Welcome to our annual Carne Asada episode where the 2024 NFL season is previewed by the Compas. On this jam-packed episode, we have a very special guest joining us to get us ready for the NFL season. Gilberto and I will be joined by Vic, the producer, and hopefully Dan and Diego by the second hour. We're still TBD on that one, but hopefully the glass breaks at one point. And we will give you all of our predictions for the NFL season of 2024. Make sure to stay tuned for that because you don't want to miss Dan's predictions. They're actually pretty good. You guys will get a kick out of them. All right, Gilberto, don't you have an engagement question for the viewers and or listeners? And before I hit live, I apologize for cutting you off. I did not know you were still talking.
Oh, it's okay, Fernando. But I forgot about it. So you want to remind me that you cut me off? That was a little rude. So it's in my head now. But you're not gonna throw me off my groove, my rhythm, because it's time for week one. It is time. I can't do it. Sorry. You know how Austin Eckler told me to wake up? Well, I'm fully awake right here because it is week one of the regular season. I am tired of preseason. Blah 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 blah. But yes, it's exciting time because it's the Carne Asada, the four, not five yet, but four time. Carne Asada episode. And how can you have a Carne Asada without Dan and Diego? See, something nice for Dan. So you better show up, Dan. I give you a lot of crap. Just show up once, just today. Just once, make your pick. Let us know. But it's time for the engagement question of the week. It's real football, Fernando. I'm excited. You know you like what you're doing for a living when you get excited for week one of the regular season. It's time. Yeah. And the engagement question of the week. Again, it's time. That's the key word. Give us your final prediction for Super Bowl LIX. What number is that, Fernando? 54?
55? No. 56.
56. LIX in New Orleans. Yeah. Who's going to be there and who's going to win the damn thing? So we're going to tell you in this episode of the Carne Asada where we preview the entire NFL because Vic, the producer, gave us 80,000 predictions on this show. It's going to be a 2-hour show. I actually have a second fantasy football draft at 8:30, so get me out of here before 8:30. But we'll try to be done by then. But in the comments, if you're watching live, which team? If you like the Chargers, if you like the Rams, go be a homer. It's okay. And let us know in the comments. The Chargers are going to go all the way, or the Rams are going to go all the way, or a different team. The three-peat. Chief Kingdom. No? Okay. Well, I am done.
Yeah, no. There's one individual that will not be happy with Gilberto saying that, but he will be on in a little bit to let us know about his feelings. But all right, let's go with the intro.
Compas on the beat. Let's get it. Let's go.
Yeah. So we're Compas.
Yeah, we are.
There you go.
Hey. There you go. Okay, all right. We got proof right there.
Some guy that seems like he's asleep. Need you to wake up, Gilbert. There's a lot of energy.
Come on, Gilbert. Let's go.
Come on. Dan and Diego is at Moe's.
I'll show you. I'll show you. I got it right.
Okay, that's it. You guys, I am done with mine, but that's couldn't get better than a 2026 6th-round pick swap for a 7-rounder. So
freaking love you, Chad.
Hey, dude. Cool, man.
Compas on the beat, man. Derwin James signing off, man. Watch Compas on the beat, man.
Ooh, welcome to Compas on the Beat. I'm Fernando Ramirez. I cover the Chargers for the Sporting Tribune. With me, as always, my co-host, my tag team partner, Gil Manzano, covers the NFL for Sports Illustrated. What's up, bro?
What's up, Fernando? A whole lot, as you guys found out in that intro there. It's a great time. It's a great time to play football. What does Justin Herbert say? It's a great opportunity to play football again in a week one. We are here. I'll give you a bunch of cliches. I don't care. That's how excited I am. So, yes, a lot of predictions on this episode here. We're going to have a good friend. I don't know if we should announce it yet, but a special guest is going to be coming on the show here. So a whole lot going on here on Compas on the Beat for the Carne Asada. Fernando, did you grill past weekend, by the way, on Labor Day?
No. I was, we did celebrate, Gabriel's already getting it going. Senor Vivma also, 49ers versus Chiefs. They didn't suffer any major losses.
Back to back.
I don't know about that. I think the Chiefs suffered a little bit more than what people want to admit. We'll get into that in a bit. Yeah, we are cooking tonight. No, I haven't cooked in a while with training camp and everything kind of going on. I haven't done anything. We did celebrate little Daniel's birthday over the weekend, so it was his 20th birthday. So Daniel,
shout out.
You know where Daniel wants to go next year.
You said 20th?
Yeah, 20th. So you know where Daniel wants to take him next year. So
Ojos Locos?
He wants to take him to Vegas next. Well, maybe next year by this time we might do the show in Las Vegas, maybe like a hotel setup, something cool We get some compas that come through.
I've been thinking about that.
You know who'd be cool to have? The Samoan Raiders. Those guys would be, the guys that we met at the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
We could have some other people on. Oscar, maybe. Oscar could show us a good time out there in Vegas.
Oscar De La Hoya?
Yeah. Tio Oscar.
Well, we should kind of actually talk about this right now because we are thinking about doing more shows in person. And we're looking at the primetime schedule for the Chargers and the Rams, and I wouldn't mind being out there at SoFi Stadium a couple of times for some of these tailgates here.
Yeah, no, that definitely would be awesome. There's certain ones that I've also noticed. Harbaugh Bowl is one of them that you're like, or Har Bowl or whatever the heck you want to.
Yeah, let us know where people get posted. We'll go to one of those sections. I don't know. We only know the orange lot and the red lot, but what about other lots where people party?
I think Thunder Alley. I think is Charger fans. Is that what it's called? Thunder Alley. I think that would be an interesting one to go to. Do you think Dan and Dago could survive a Rams tailgate? Like I know some of these Rams fans know who he is, so
yeah, I think they'll be inviting. No,
I know.
They'll call him delusional, but but also, Rams fans, let us know where you're posted on game day, so we could maybe get out there one day for a primetime game.
Yeah, that would be that would definitely be interesting. Just because I mean I've never gone to a Rams game at SoFi, so that would be pretty interesting. But yeah, no, definitely doing more stuff in person. But that's why I said it'd be cool. Like maybe next year in Vegas, we do something out there. So WrestleMania is going to be in Vegas.
Oh, maybe that could be the show. I am down for that. I do want to go to where they have a giant sports book or the TV outside of the pool or outside of the hotel.
Oh, yeah.
What's it called? The Circa. Here we go. Circa in downtown Las Vegas.
Yeah. Adam Hill's the one that knows the.
Yeah, so we got to talk to Adam. Have you seen the new? By the way, have you seen the new thing in LA or in Inglewood in front of SoFi Stadium? Where it's like a spear, like half a spear.
But it's like $70 for like a UFC fight
to get in and watch.
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty much what you pay for the pay-per-view, but per person is a lot. Yeah, I guess you're right. But it looks cool, so I don't know.
No, it is cool. I saw that they were like Manchester. They did Manchester United versus somebody the other day, and I thought, wow, I think it's pretty cool. So I had never been there.
How do you pronounce that, by the way, Fernando? Is it Cosm? Oh, okay. I had no idea. Okay, the COSM.
I'm not an ignorant slut.
Okay, me neither.
I got the ignorant part, and there you go.
But, maybe they should invite us out, invite the compas, and we'll have a show there too.
That would be sick with the background. That's why UFC 306 is going to be interesting how they're going to do it in the Sphere. Like, are they going to be showing it while showing it on the Sphere? Because it's going to be like in Jerry's World. You're basically looking at the Sphere.
Yeah, you're not be watching
down at the action. So that's going to be.
Hey, I don't know. For now, supposedly the tickets aren't doing so well for the Sphere.
I saw that. Yeah, they're saying that
little too pricey.
Kind of be. By the way, did you see His Excellency wants to bring down boxing pay-per-views to $20. $20 or $30.
I like this guy. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I bet. Yeah. So, folks, don't forget every Tuesday we will be talking combat sports. So make sure you guys tune in every Tuesday. Monday will be Lunes Live this Monday. Usually that's going to be right around what time, Gilbert? Like 3:00?
Yeah, or like at 3:30 to 4:30.
Yeah, 3 to 3.
An hour to 90 minutes before Monday Night Football.
Yeah, and obviously this week it's going to be a really good one. They kick off. It's the Jets and the 49ers. 49ers, by the hair of their chinny chin chin, have now magically gotten Brandon Ayuk back. They've gotten Trent Williams. Holy smokes, 3 years, 86 million dollars. Like, I mean,
he's an older player, but he's still very damn good.
Yeah.
Did you hear that he said he actually just sped up the process? He wanted to come back in because of what happened with Ricky Pearsall, which I'm glad he's okay and doing well. Where he saw that, and I want to be with my teammates.
Really?
Yeah, he said, I want to be part of this team. What happened to Ricky Pearsall? I want to be, this brotherhood and make sure we're all together for him and rally together. And he showed up. But
Put a sticker on the helmet. Put a sticker on the helmet. Let's do it. RP. Not RIP. RP.
I was gonna say he's not.
No.
RP. He's fine. He's good.
But no. Yeah. I saw something where they were saying that he asked the paramedic, "Am I gonna die?" And I was like, "Oh
really?
My God!" Yeah, I read somewhere.
Dude,
I'm like, geez.
I got to talk to him at the NFLPA summit in LA, and he's a nice guy, man. He was very talkative. Probably my favorite interview from the day, and he got
you 80,000 views on TikTok or something. I can't remember.
Or was it Instagram? But he was a cool guy. So I was like, man, hopefully he's okay. And then he got shot in the chest, and he's doing okay.
I'm not trying to make fun or anything, but like the best thing that could have happened for him is the bullet went right through his chest. Because usually when they're digging in the bullet or trying to get the bullet out, that's like the hardest part. But
he was like walking around, like waiting for the ambulance. Like, where's the ambulance? Like, get this guy to the hospital.
I was like,
imagine.
Wow. Yeah. Speaking of that, did you see DeMar Hamlin is listed as a starter for the Buffalo Bills?
That I don't believe it.
My bad. I didn't mean to say ambulances and DeMar Hill.
Oh my God, Fernando! You
Hamlin. Yeah.
Scumbags.
No. But I was just like, oh wow, he's a starter. All right.
You do what the cameras do when he's at the wars. They talk about like adversity, and then they pan to DeMar Hamlin.
Over to him. Yeah,
that's you.
Yeah, I know, for real. Imagine Ricky Pearsall and DeMar Hamlin they're going to be the poster kids now for
comeback player of the year.
Could you be a comeback player of the year without actually ever touching the field as a pro? Like, what if Ricky Pearsall has 1,000 yards?
I think so. Gunshot wound and coming back to play. Yeah,
that'd be interesting. Yeah,
well, hopefully he has a good comeback story.
We're off the rails already.
I know, but I am rooting for Ricky Pearsall. Good kid.
Tommy, how are you doing, man? Tommy is my nephew, so
okay.
He's a huge Chargers fan, so him and Dan are always talking crap back and forth about certain things. So Mimsy, how are you doing? Thank you so much for jumping on and listening to us. What game are you most excited to see this? Oh, me, it's 49ers and Jets. That one right off the bat. Like, 49ers and Jets are going to be interesting for me to be honest. You know what?
I'm actually very intrigued on Eagles, Packers in Brazil. Like, I'm hearing some things about Brazil not being a safe area.
I'm glad that you mentioned that because, oh, wow, surprise, surprise. Fernando does have a clip. Hold on, where is it? Hold on, where is it? I know I have it. Yeah. This is crazy. Like, listen to what Darius Slay said about having to go down to Brazil.
One, I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait. But man, I do not want to go to Brazil. You want to know why? I'm here to tell you why.
Okay.
They also told us not to leave the hotel. They told us we can't do too much going on because the crime rate is crazy. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, NFL, why y'all want to send us somewhere with the crime rate this high? And like, we got the country. So, you know, the first thing people think is like something terrible can possibly happen. I told my family, do not come down there because, hey, I'm not going to be nowhere to be found. Really, I'm going to be in a hotel, chilling, minding my business, playing my game.
Didn't they supposedly say you can't wear green down there? And then they're sending the Packers and the Eagles to Brazil.
That's what they're saying. Kay, thank you so much for jumping on. Dan is he will be here in about an hour. Hopefully, we do think he will be here. Hopefully the glass breaks in a little bit. MB, that's a shout out to Vic, the producer. Yeah. Thank you to Vic for that. Yeah, the graphic is all Vic. He's doing a great job with all these graphics. What's up, Bolts? Graphic is awesome. I know some of you guys were complimenting it last episode, and obviously Dan's been talking and raving a lot about it. And you know what's funny? I was with Dante, our good friend, yesterday at the Padres game, and he was telling me, he's like, when you look for trouble's going to find you. And he thinks that the NFL, like, it is true. The NFL is kind of looking for trouble going down there right now because, I mean, did they
not gauge it, or did they like feel like it was okay 6 months ago?
I don't know, but it's interesting because Gilbert, okay. I don't know how often you've traveled. No, you didn't get that because Brandon Staley Anthony Lynn was a 2-dayer. Did you ever travel for 2 days before the game? Like, remember the Chargers used to travel 2 days before?
Like, I've done it a couple of times, but only to vacation 1 day longer in a place.
Oh yeah. But I remember one time they traveled East Coast 2 days before. I went to the game. I just can't remember what game it was. And like, I saw Melvin Ingram and some of the guys walking around, and they came into the restaurant that I was eating at. Those guys like to do that when they're on the road. They like to go places. They like to walk around. They see friends who they haven't seen, if they have friends in that city. I don't know when the Eagles are taking off. I'm guessing they're going to take off tomorrow morning, if I'm being completely honest.
Yeah.
But my question is, how are you going to keep them in the hotel for 2 days? What are you going to do? Like when you were a kid and it's raining, hey guys, we're going to play a movie today. Yay. And you're going to show them movies and stuff. Like, and then you tell them, hey, like, and I'm sure they've watched Fast and Furious. They see what's down there in Brazil. I'm sure they get excited. I mean, I don't know. I think it's hard to kind of keep. And Darius Slay even said, I even told my family, do not go down there. Like, you're not coming. So I'm wondering for journalists, for family members, like, I don't know. I'd be a little bit hesitant. Right?
I wonder how many journalists are actually making the trip. That's a very expensive trip. And then also you're seeing all the stories and the crime rate. But I don't know, man. I covered 2 games of Mexico City, Azteca Stadium or Estadio Azteca.
Yeah.
I felt safe because, you know, I'm Mexican. I know how to get around. But a lot of people I know didn't. But they seemed like okay. A DoorDash, everything. But pretty much. So
I mean, you, Eric, and I, we went with Dan, and we went to the pyramids of Teotihuacan. So, like, we went to different.
Like, it felt like you could just stay away from certain sections. Obviously, like in most cities, and you'll be okay. But Brazil, it just sounds weird that it's just a total shutdown.
You're not a big fan of Remember the Titans. Are you a fan
of Rudy? I'm just tired of it because I watch. No,
I know, because they used to show it to you all the time. Are you a fan of Rudy?
I've seen it like a couple of times, but I thought it was whatever.
Oh, okay. You know, I always used to think I used to love the story of Rudy. I thought that kind of motivated me when I was in college and stuff. And then you hear Joe Montana go on the Dan Patrick Show and go, that none of that stuff ever happened. I'm like, what an asshole! Like, you have 4 Super Bowl rings and you have to ruin Rudy for everybody. I'm like, why are you the way you are? I'm like, geez. I'm like, what a guy.
Mimsy, don't forget Stand and Deliver. I saw that one all the time as a kid or in school. Stand and Deliver. The last Save the Last Dance. Obviously, the Remember the Tight Ends. What's another one? Rudy's another one.
With las brasileñas. Hey, bro, I'm just saying. The good thing it's not the Chargers because I don't know. I would get lost in the sauce in Brazil. Rudy was offsides. Wow, I've seen this one before. That's actually pretty funny. Gabe bringing it today. But yeah, Gilbert. I don't know. I just. I'm interested. Hey, James, how you doing?
Shout out to James.
Congratulations. Our compa James just got a new job. Definitely awesome. James, we're excited for you. Good thing you're staying in LA. You're not going very far. Hopefully James will be out at WrestleMania next year. James, what are you gonna be at WrestleMania next year? What is that?
Are you covering wrestling too, James? You're doing it all for USA Today. Let us know.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Senor Rivma over here throwing he said Fernando's goated. Hey, bro, I'm just saying. Don't let the tiger out of the cage. But because he's gonna feast. I just don't get it. Like, his new coworker's Tyler Dragon. That is true.
Yeah.
That's awesome, James. Oh, there you go. Senor Rivma throwing up congratulations to you. I don't know, dude. And I'm sure everything's gonna go smoothly. I'm sure everything. James, there you go. Tyler Dragon. Yeah, your coworker is about to be on in a couple minutes. So
you already spoiled a surprise. So go ahead.
Oh, dang, my bad.
I did it last time. So go ahead and say who's gonna be on.
Yeah. Hotel book might just get tickets or try and get me. Oh, wow. Okay, there you go. James already booked the hotel. Dang. Might have to already get on that Airbnb on that one. But that's cool. Yeah, no. We're definitely that's our plan is to go as well to next WrestleMania. That'll be awesome. And it's Cena's last ride, so we definitely have to be there. So what are your thoughts? I mean, Mexico was fine, and I think Mexico you can kind of get, but like going all the way down to Brazil. Just what are your okay? If your work gave you the option, would you do it or would you not?
Well, I think initially you'd be like, "Oh, that's cool. I've never been to Brazil," and then you start hearing more stories. You kind of be a little freaked out, but also it's a long trip. Like, to Mexico City is 3 hours, maybe 3.5.
Down there, it's gonna be a lot more.
It's not that far. Like over there, it's like what I want to say, like 7-8 hours. That could be way off. I've actually never gone to South America, so past Mexico.
Neither have I.
I don't know anything. So. Yeah, but it should be a good game though, Fernando. A lot of people I think I'm surprised. A lot of people are very, very high on the Packers, but it's kind of like what you remember from last year. Oh, they're going to be the new Detroit Lions where they finished pretty strong and they're going to move up. I'm not sure about that. And then a lot of people are also high on the Eagles and they forgot about everything that happened with the coaching and then adding
11 hours and 45 minutes from LAX.
That's a long trip.
Brazil. From LAX. Imagine from Philly or from Green Bay.
Dude, I just
Green
drove
Bay, they're probably
back.
gonna have to drive to Milwaukee and then fly to somewhere. Yeah,
I just drove back down from Mammoth Lakes, and it was 5 hours, and I freaking hate it. Anything over 5 hours, Fernando, driving, I can't do it. 5 hours is a lot.
Yeah, no. But my bad. What were you saying?
About that game. I know. Originally, Mimsy asked me about the game. I think it's going to be a fascinating game. And I'll tie in the Eagles with the Ravens. Like the Ravens got an older running back in Derrick Henry, and then the Eagles got an older running back in Saquon Barkley. And people are high on the Eagles, or high on the Ravens. I'm like, I don't know. They're older running backs. You're asking a lot for these running backs to do something. You also want Saquon to do what he did with the Giants without Jason Kelce, who's doing a fantastic job being a reporter, sideline analyst, whatever you want to call him. I keep getting YouTube videos about him and his wife promoting Sunday tickets. So Jason Kelce doing a good job. Jason Kelce, I think, is sponsored, and his wife is sponsored by.
Did you see the deal that they just got from Amazon Prime?
Jason Kelce,
their podcast,
dude. Like he's getting advertising and endorsements everywhere, and is making that. Yeah, shout out to them. But I guess the point is, I'm not that high on the Eagles. I like the Eagles to make the playoffs, but I'm not that high on the way people view them, like Super Bowl contenders. I don't know if I see that.
You know, speaking of Derrick Henry and how that's going to work with Lamar, I did ask a special guest to jump on and tell us how that's going to happen. Coach, take it away.
Thing is, they Derrick Henry. Good luck tackling this guy. I used to look at our safeties. Derrick Henry, let's say you're an unblocked safety and you're in the hole and you got nobody blocking you. You just got to tackle Derrick Henry. You want that job? You ain't going to sign up for that.
I like the camera guy, getting in there.
In this zone read, let's just say you're the defensive end and the tackle blocks down.
Is this new or old?
And Lamar Jackson sticks the ball in
He's back.
Henry's chest. Or if you chase Derrick Henry, Lamar keeps it. If he keeps it, who the hell stops Henry? So that combination of Derrick Henry going one way and Lamar Jackson going the other way, good God, I wouldn't want to be a part of that.
All right, Gruden coming back. Okay, he's paid his dues and come back.
Dude, that dude's like just the way. I'm still laughing. Oh my bad, I forgot to put the thing up. I'm still laughing at when Paul Gutierrez took a picture of our compa Paul Gutierrez took a picture of what's his name of Carrot Top, and he sent it to Gruden, and Gruden's like, I love that Carrot Top, man.
I like when people try to do impersonations of John Gruden, and yours is okay, Fernando, but a lot of people like to do it. But
well, you know who I'd love to get? What's the dude that you Frank Caliendo? Frank Caliendo would be a fun guy to get on. We could interview John Madden. We could interview John Gruden.
This is my Robert De Niro. I keep doing it the wrong one.
Yeah. He could do him. He could do Gruden. He could do everybody. So I definitely would love to get Frank Kelly. I just heard him the other day on the Dan Patrick show, and he's like, "How's John Gruden doing?" Well, let me tell you something, man. So definitely exciting for that. All right, Gilbert, it is now time for our very special guest. You love him. I love him. Gilbert. Every time we're at a game, he's like, bro, let's chat a little bit. I try and throw some fun his way. You can ask him about it in a second. It is the guy with the best handle on Twitter, the Tyler Dragon. Tyler, thank you so much for jumping on with us. How are you doing? Oh, shoot.
What's up? Always glad to be on. And yeah, you provide the best press box and you keep the game fun, especially preseason games. So I appreciate you for that.
Is it things that you could share on here or no, Tyler?
There is probably nothing I can share in here. I don't want to get this podcast canceled or myself fired.
Thank you.
He has, the best press box conversations. Probably my favorite, especially around the Chargers.
Dude, I rate the food, the quarterbacks, the this, the that. I'm all over. Dude, during the draft, I had Tyler in stitches as well with some of my takes. So he could, like, one of them he was having a heart attack over was that I was like, oh, when Andy Reid retires, like, Mahomes is kind of screwed. And he's like, what do you mean? And I'm like,
I'll just stay away, Tyler.
Yeah, I don't agree with that take.
Yeah, I'm with you.
his quarterback takes are sometimes questionable, although they are funny, especially during the Chargers preseason. His quarterback takes were hilarious.
But you know what's funny? Tyler does not know what's real and what's not from my joke. So that's how you know they're good jokes. He doesn't know if I'm being serious or if I'm just trolling. So that's obviously
he's trolling about Mahomes, maybe not so much about Kyler Murray. I've learned that, Tyler.
Okay. I mean, Mahomes is, in my opinion, he's the best quarterback ever now.
Did you?
Oh,
wow.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know. Did you hear though when Gilbert was at training camp, he turned it and somebody went, "Ow!" Gilbert's like, "What the hell?" And he turns and he looks. He had stepped on Kyler Murray. God, this guy is rude.
See, he doesn't care. He's just making these terrible jokes on here. See, that's probably one of the jokes that you heard at SoFi Stadium, Tyler.
No, I did not give him that one. I was waiting.
He didn't. He didn't give me that one. But hey, Kyler Murray might have a rebound season this year. He could get a win in Buffalo in week 1.
Ooh,
I was eyeing that one too.
Yeah, no, Tyler. By the way, I didn't even fully introduce him. That's my bad. Tyler is a great writer for the USA Today. He just got back from Le Paris. No parlez-vous français, but he went out there. He was covering the Olympics. He does some Lakers, track and field. He does it all, short, fat, skinny, and tall. So Tyler was out there having a lot of Tyler, real quick. How much fun was, I mean, you and I talked about it, but how much fun was it going out there for the Olympics?
It was probably my top event that I've ever covered. I mean, I covered the Tokyo Olympics, but that was kind of overshadowed by COVID a little bit. There weren't any fans. This time, I mean, fans from all over the world, athletes from all over the world. I was at the track stadium every day, Stade France, and there were 80,000 people there. So imagine just going to a football game, an NFL football game, every single day of the week. 80,000 people. And I kid you not, when they ran the men and women's 100 final, the atmosphere was probably more electric than the Super Bowl.
Wow. Do you think Noah Lyles is trolling with, like, he doesn't know he doesn't know these guys, he doesn't know those guys? Like, he has to be.
I mean, I do think he's trolling, but he does have a point. I mean, if you're Noah Lyles, you can say you're the fastest man in the world. Tyreek Hill can't say that. Tyreek Hill, I mean, he can say he's the best receiver in the world, but it's arguable. Because, I mean, Justin Jefferson, I mean, these receivers aren't competing against each other.
Yeah.
Noah Lyles won the 100-meter at the Olympics, and he won the world championship in the 100. So he has a legitimate case when he says he's the fastest man in the world. Well, he has the resume and evidence to back it up.
By the way, your new coworker, James Williams, says Call of Duty just came out. Kyler might be shaky this year.
Congratulations to James too.
Yes.
I talked for a little while. Happy to have him aboard at USA Today. I know he's going to do a great job.
James is awesome. He also said Noah running with COVID was wild.
Yeah. But see, even with him having COVID, I'm not sure he would beat Leslie Tebogo, because Tebogo was just in tip-top form. He actually beat Noah Lyles in the semifinals, and he's nothing to play with either. I mean, he's a very, very good sprinter, and not only in the 200, but the 100 and even 400 as well.
Tyler, before we ask you about the NFL, what did you bring back from France? A bunch of bread, or what did you bring back as a souvenir?
It's funny how you say bread, because I had no idea how much French people love bread. Like, they literally walk down the street with French bread. That blew my mind. And the bread was A1. But what I brought back some French wine, and of course some cognac, because cognac France. I had to bring back some cognac, and I got some Olympic goodies for the family and everything. You could actually see my little Eiffel Tower back here. You probably can't, but I have it on my bookshelf. I got a little Olympic Eiffel Tower too, so I got some couple swag things from the Olympics.
Tu es la boulangerie?
Oh no, he's
I know how to say no hablo Espanol and French.
No parlez-vous français.
No parlez-vous français. I know how to say mercy. I know that.
Okay.
And there was see, my French has already escaped me. I feel like it is so yeah. My French has escaped me. I don't even want to embarrass myself on here.
Well, Spanish is okay, Tyler. We're here. We call this the Carne Asada. It's kind of like our way of doing an NFL season preview. It's our fourth year in a row. So we have you on because you are the expert in the NFL and you know some Spanish, so that's okay. You're a compa. You're one of us. So how about we take you back to one of your old beats in the Cincinnati Bengals, the whole dilemma with Jamar Chase. Do you think we get an answer on the contract this week? Do you think he plays without the contract? What do you see with this one here?
So I'm hearing no deal was imminent with Jamar Chase and the Bengals. And that's kind of unfortunate because Jamar Chase is deserving of a long-term extension. Both sides are talking, so that is positive news. But there's no, finalized answer when a contract is going to get done. And really, the Bengals have the leverage because, Jamar Chase has 2 years left on his deal. And when you look at receivers across the league, they usually try to hold out or negotiate contracts when there's 1 year remaining on their deal. Now, the leverage that Chase does have is the Bengals have already showed their hand. They're not going to pay T. Higgins. They already placed him under the franchise tag. They pretty much let it be known that they're not going to sign him long term, and he's just going to be in Cincinnati 1 more year. So Jamar Chase knows that the money that the Bengals have left is going to go towards him. It's just a question is, what's the money going to be like? And can both sides come to a mutual understanding and mutual agreement and be happy with the numbers? And for the Bengals, they probably want Jamar Chase to come under a Justin Jefferson, come under a Tyreek Hill. And if you're Jamar Chase, you're like, I'm just as good as those guys. So I want right there comparable or even above. So I think that's the sticking point right now.
Could he sit out games?
Oh, yeah, good question.
I hope not, but I can see a scenario where he sits out week 1 just to prove a point because the Bengals play the Patriots week 1. The Bengals could beat the Patriots without Jamar Chase and might be able to beat the Patriots without Joe Burrow. But
okay, I don't know about all that.
Hey, Jake Browning did well last year.
Needless to say, the Bengals will beat the Patriots with or without Jamar Chase. With T. Higgins and that defense, I have no doubt, especially with Joe Burrow behind center, that they'll win week 1. The question is, though, if he sits out week 1, is he going to play week 2? Because they have no chance against the Chiefs without Jamar Chase.
Yeah, Tyler, it's a weird scenario with the Bengals because, as you know better than anybody else, like they have a way of doing business, and it didn't make an exception for Joe Burrow because he's a quarterback, and they've never had a quarterback that good. But then they're going back to their old ways when they see a lot of these teams trying to make contracts earlier than expected. We saw Devontae Smith, Jalen Waddle, because you know that the wide receiver market is going up. Like, just give him what Jefferson got, or what I think there was like a report saying maybe getting a penny more. Because if you wait another year, it's going to go up. Like, it's going to be kind of like with a quarterback thing where we're like, okay, this guy's due next in line. So you think they might change that way of thinking and get it done, or they're just going to just stick to their guns? And you know what? You still have 2 years left on your deal. But I do like, by the way, Tyler, that the wide receiver market is not like the quarterback market. We're like, okay, you're next up. You haven't done crap in the playoffs. You get paid. Like we saw Jefferson, number 1. We saw Lamb. And then we see like DJ Moore and Jalen Waddle and Brandon Ayuk right below that because there is a positional ranking. Obviously, Chase would be top 3. But just to go back to my point, like, do you think the Bengals might finally get out of their old ways?
I think they will eventually. But sometimes it's tough to break old habits. And when I look at the Jamar Chase situation, it's a little bit different because he's actually holding in. He's at practice. He's at the meetings. There have been reports out of Cincinnati that he's actually working out on the side with Joe Burrow and, doing some, routes, but not an official practice. So I think the Bengals see that. And at the end of the day, they understand that Jamar Chase is a franchise type wide receiver and is one of the pillars of their franchise. And he's instrumental to Joe Burrow and the team's success overall. So I do think they're going to get a deal done because they recognize, he's for sure a top 5 receiver and arguably a top 3 receiver in the NFL.
You know, and the crazy part is that they have T. Higgins now. They have Trey Hendrickson, who's also kind of disgruntled. You have Jamar Chase. So they're kind of boiling over a little bit with all the guys that they have there, obviously, with contract disputes and everything. But all right, Tyler, next question. What team has the best chance to dethrone the Chiefs this season? And what needs to happen for Kansas City to become the first three-peat in the Super Bowl era?
Okay, so in the AFC, it's a team that they open up with, the Baltimore Ravens. I love what the Ravens did this offseason, not only addressing the secondary in the draft, but adding Derrick Henry. And Derrick Henry, in my opinion, still has a lot of tread left on the tires. He's still one of the best running backs in the NFL, and he fits that system so well. He can run in between the tackles. He can run outside zone. Read option with Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry in the backfield. I can't wait to see that, how it just plays out and all the fits it's going to cause defenses this year. So I will pick the Ravens as the team to dethrone the Chiefs. And they're actually, I like how you asked this question. They're my Super Bowl winner. I just picked for USAtoday.com, and I picked the Ravens to win the Super Bowl.
The Ravens.
Yeah. Yes. I picked the Ravens to beat the Chiefs in the AFC Championship game and to represent the AFC in the Super Bowl. And then I think if I were to give you 2 teams, another team in the NFC that can do it is the Philadelphia Eagles. I think they rebound after that late season collapse last year. And Saquon Barkley, as you can tell, I love the running back position.
Yeah.
I love great running backs. And they got the second best running back in open market in Saquon Barkley. I think he's going to relieve some pressure off Jalen Hurts. The question is if Philadelphia's defense can get better. Last year, they ranked, second to last in pass defense. They did get younger in the secondary. So I'm hopefully the new additions on defense, the new coordinators on both sides of the ball can have a positive effect for the Philadelphia Eagles as well.
Tyler's talking about Cooper DeJean. Yeah, he's going to light it up this year. You're going to be back there catching picks.
Hey,
Gilbert,
they got younger in secondary. He's one of those.
They did. Gilbert, do you think Tyler could guess my AFC team that I think could dethrone the Chiefs or no?
You're going to give him more guess. You're a homer.
No. I'm in reality land.
I don't even know, to be honest. I haven't seen your pick yet for now.
No. But I've been talking about them for a while now.
Oh, yeah. I'm not into that pick. But do you want me to tell Tyler the team that you've been boasting about the whole time?
I think I know.
Okay.
I guess?
Yeah.
The Texans.
No, hell no.
It's AFC East.
AFC East?
He knows which.
Don't say the. I think you're going to say the Jets because I know you're not going to say the Dolphins.
Yes, the Jets.
Yeah.
Okay.
That defense.
I know you want to say the Dolphins because of
that defense, man. I'm telling you, like that defense is something else. I don't. If they can just get Hassan Reddick back, like they're going to be even scarier. But I really like what the Jets are doing this year. Now it's obviously, can Mike Williams stay healthy? Can Aaron Rodgers stay healthy? Can their 2 tackles stay healthy? But
a lot of questions.
I know it's a lot of them, but I really like the Jets, to be honest. But all right, Gilbert, go ahead with your second.
Yeah, I'll ask him a Chiefs related question. Tyler, obviously the wear and tear, like on the body, the mental burden of being back-to-back champions. I was surprised they actually did it. They got it done, but to get that 3-peat, like I guess what do you need to see to go right for them to become the first team to win 3 consecutive Super Bowls? Obviously in the Super Bowl era, but they added Xavier Worthy, which I feel like maybe last year the sluggish offense in the regular season was maybe an outlier. They might go back to being a dominant offense, but I keep worrying about just the mental burden, Travis Kelce's older. They did re-sign Chris Jones, but what do you see as maybe some areas that could affect them to not complete this 3-peat?
If Travis Kelce breaks up with Taylor Swift.
Or that.
So the mental burden is real, and it does take a lot, not only mentally, but on your body to go through not only the regular season, but a playoff grind each and every year. Because, you're pretty much playing a second season on top of the regular season. And to do that, not only 2 years in a row, but possibly 3 years in a row, that takes a lot of toll mentally and physically. Now, a lot of people aren't really talking about the loss of Ladarius Sneed, and I do think that is a big loss for the Chiefs. Now, you do have still quality cornerbacks, but you can make a compelling case that Sneed was their best cover corner, especially press man corner last season. So you're losing him. Are you going to be able to still have a good pass defense going forward, especially in the AFC when you have some of the top quarterbacks in the league? And I mean, you're going to have to face a Joe Burrow. You're going to have to face CJ Stroud, Lamar Jackson, Herbert. So you have Aaron Rodgers, as you said. So that is going to be a huge question going into the season. Now, I do like their defensive line with Chris Jones. I like their linebacking corps, but the secondary, that's kind of an issue. Now, the offensive line, they have a rookie left tackle. How is he going to be able to adjust? I mean, you're protecting the best player in the National Football League, the best quarterback in the National Football League. That's a lot of pressure on a rookie left tackle. That's the franchise.
Tyler's adding to that pressure.
I mean, hey, they drafted him for a reason, so he obviously has some skills. But that's a question mark going into the season. But when I look at this roster, there are more positives and more things going for him than questions. And I absolutely love how they upgraded their receiving corps with Xavier Worthy, Hollywood Brown. I know he's injured to begin the season, but he's going to come back. Two guys that can take the top off of the defense. That was an element that they were missing without Tyreek Hill. I mean, the Chiefs, they're going to be for real. And now they just added back an aerial downfield attack to go with Travis Kelce and the underneath routes. And you still have Isaiah Pacheco running in between tackles, best quarterback in the league. They're going to be tough to beat. I want to bet against them.
Hey, Fernando, it sounds like they're going to win the AFC West at least. It sounds like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, come on.
I know.
Obviously, one of the darlings this year are the Detroit Lions going into this year. A lot of people thought that their defense was their weak point last year. They went out, they drafted Tyrion Arnold. Falling to them was a godsend for them, I think. They've added some other weapons on their defense. Obviously, another year under Dan Campbell and Jared Goff. They paid him in the offseason. What do you think keeps them from making it to New Orleans for the Super Bowl? And do you think it is do you think it's kind of like I think they play 12 out of like 17 games, I think I saw inside a dome, like a retractable roof. Like, don't you think that's a little bit like, what if you have to go to Philly, or what do you have to go to other places? So what stops them from making it to New Orleans, and the other one is, do you think that's kind of a negative, having to play so many games in domes?
So I think the Lions have to worry about most is how they're going to handle having the bullseye on their chest. Last year, they snuck up on teams. They were kind of the darling. Everybody was kind of rooting for them. They were the feel-good story. They snapped the longest playoff drought in NFL history. And now teams know, we got the Lions. We got to circle them in our calendar. This is a good team. This is a legitimate NFC contender. So I'm going to get up for this game. That's real. Every player goes through that. I mean, there's a difference when you have the Lions on your calendar or you have the Patriots or the Cardinals. No offense, but those are rebuilding teams. The Lions aren't rebuilding. So that's something the Lions are going to have to go through, getting every team's best shot. And, so I do think you make a good point, them playing in the domes and them playing in, turf and not having to worry about the weather element. But if they don't get home field advantage going into the playoffs, they did play the 49ers tough at Levi Stadium, but they did lose that game. I mean, they're going to have to be able to play no matter what type of circumstance they are. And I do think Dan Campbell is going to address that with his team. I mean, he played with the Saints. He played in indoor Saints. He knows what it's like. That's a narrative. I do think that it has an effect, but I don't think it's going to have too big of effect because, I mean, at the end of the day, the Lions play in a division where they play the Chicago Bears outside. They play the Green Bay Packers in those frigid temperatures. So they're going to be accustomed to it because they play in a division where they have to deal with rain, sleet, snow, hail, all types of weather.
Well, can you imagine having to go to Philly in late January? Like, might be like you said, they have to get the first seed. So
I don't think they have to get the first
well, not have
seed.
to, but like if you want to avoid all that, get the number 1 seed.
This is true. But then also what's going for the Lions, they play a physical brand of football. I mean, Jared Goff can throw the football, but they do know how to run the football too. And that is very key when it comes to December, January, and for their sake, if they make it February football.
Did you pick them in the NFC, Tyler? I forget. Ravens versus who?
Yes, I did. I did pick them to come out of the division, but I did not pick them in the NFC Championship game.
Oh, okay. I want to share or go read it at USA Today. I don't want to spoil it.
So I'm almost forgetting who I picked in the NFC Championship game. You have to go read it. That's a spoiler.
Yeah,
I do have the Eagles in the NFC Championship game.
I knew that one. That one I knew.
Okay.
I said it at the beginning of the show.
No. I knew that one. So I'm guessing you have Chiefs and Ravens in the AFC Championship. Yes. Interesting. Cool. I was telling Gilbert, I was just so surprised that every team kind of went away with their strong suit was when they faced the Chiefs last season. Like Miami's strong suit isn't Tua and that passing attack. Yeah, everybody's gonna say it is. It was Mozart and Achan. That was whatever. That was their strong suit, and then obviously they went to play the Bills, and the Bills kind of went away with from what they did. Then the Ravens, that one was so surprising because Gus Edwards had a huge burst in the first few plays, and then after that they just try to have Lamar throw, and it's like that's not your game. And then obviously again in the Super Bowl they went more Brock Purdy instead of CMC, but obviously CMC had put the ball on the ground and on the first drive, so I get it, but. I'm interested to see Ravens and Chiefs. That'd be interesting. Another rematch of the AFC Championship.
Who do you two have?
We're supposed to share later today, so we can't spoil it just yet. Yeah. But how about we put you more on the spot? You're the guest, Tyler.
Gilbert's going to have Bears versus Cardinals in the NFC Championship because those are his two teams.
I am big on sleeper teams. That's why I want to ask you, Tyler, do you have any surprise team? Like, hey, that team that you're not counting on to be good, they're going to be good at the end of the year. Do you have a couple of those?
Oh, by the way, that was one of my points. L'Jarius Sneed is going to be a huge loss because can McDuffie now cover the number 1 and be able to do what L'Jarius Sneed did? So Tyler and I see eye to eye in a lot of things, even though he doesn't like to admit it.
For the sake of this show and just to make you happy, Fernando, one of my sleeper teams, I will say then, will be the LA Chargers.
Hey,
hell do I care? No, I thought you were going to say the Jets.
They're going to make the playoffs. And I don't know if this is a sleeper team, but I have the Atlanta Falcons actually getting into the playoffs too. But based on what they did this offseason, I don't know if you can call them a sleeper, but I think they're going to win their division and make some noise.
I didn't like the Rondale Moore injury. I actually thought that's going to hurt him a little bit. I like Rondale Moore. And then obviously it hurts even more that they went with Michael Penix, even though I told Gilbert, I know people don't agree with it, but I actually thought it was a good move for the future.
I do too.
He did say that.
Yeah. So, the next day when we jumped on here, I told Gilbert, I'm like, people are pissed and people are going to throw stones at me, but I kind of like the move for the future. They're protecting themselves just in case if Friday Night Light Kirk can't light it up on the national stage. So you got Michael.
I agree. You can get out of Kirk Cousins' deal in what, 2 years?
2 years.
Yeah.
And I mean, Michael Penix could sit, learn the system in 2 years. I mean, kind of what Patrick Mahomes did, although it was just 1 year, and then develop and then be ready. And then look what he'll have at his disposal.
Exactly.
Kyle Pitts, Drake London. I mean, you got
Bijan
Robinson. You have a lot of good weapons there. So I do like them.
I did like the moves for Jesse Bates. Or my bad, they already had Jesse Bates. I liked Justin Simmons, and I liked them going and getting Judon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I like both of those moves.
They have made moves where, so it's funny because they have both made moves to win now and also win later.
Yeah.
That's why I'm coming around to the Penix. I was one of the people that criticize it, but then I'm like, you don't have depth at edge rusher. You need more help for AJ Terrell and Jesse Bates. And then they go get Simmons and then Judon. And I'm like, oh, crap. I guess I was maybe a little wrong. We'll find out if Penix is a real deal, but I do like him a lot now. But Tyler, for our viewers and listeners, why do you like the Chargers? Can you elaborate?
So Jim Harbaugh wins everywhere he's at. So that's number one. And I do believe he's going to establish a culture and identity that the Chargers need. Now, don't get me wrong, and both of you two know this. I wanted the Chargers to pick a wide receiver with a number 5 pick. But now that I've thought about it more and I've seen how all these rookies have performed during the preseason, I understand why Jim Harbaugh did what he did. Joe Alt was one of the best rookies in the preseason. And you solidify the offensive line and you protect your most prized commodity in Justin Herbert. After he just had that foot injury, you want to make sure he stays upright and stays healthy because you have no chance without him. And you can make a case Justin Herbert is top 5 in the NFL quarterback, but talent-wise alone, he's probably top, 3, just off pure talent and pure potential. So if you have that much potential at quarterback, you want to make sure you protect him and give him the best opportunity to win. And that starts up front with the offensive line. You address the running back position. Now, I do think eventually they're going to have to address the wide receiver position. Now, the jury's still out on all their receivers. They're pretty much unproven. Fernando's laughing at me because we talk about Quentin Johnson all the time. But Palmer's, I guess he's a decent receiver, but I mean, I think he's a number 2 receiver at best. I mean, you have Lab McConkey, a slot receiver. We'll see what he does in his rookie year. And then the huge question mark is Quentin Johnson. Is he going to blossom into the first round pick and his potential? If he does, then the Chargers have something. But his success is going to determine how well the Chargers do this season, too. I do think that defense is going to be good with Jesse Minter at defense coordinator, though.
You know what's crazy also, Tyler, is that you have the foot injury. So Justin did not play that preseason game because it said elevator in parentheses for injury. Because that elevator seems like it took a lot out. Do you see what he posted on Instagram? He's a funny dude. Like, I think people forget it's a bit of a dry humor like Joey Bosa, but he put hashtag no elevators on his pictures. And it's funny. Gilbert and I jumped on here and Mimsy's asking you about it. I was joking around with everybody. I'm like, what if Jim Harbaugh was behind the elevator, like stopping? And he's like, I want to see what my quarterback does under duress. What's going to happen when the going gets tough? And he sat there with a notepad and everything. He took notes and he's like, okay, he's doing this, doing that. That's why he praised him. What says you?
So that would be a very bold move considering I heard they were stuck between the 3rd and 9th floor of the Dallas hotel room. So I wouldn't want to be stuck in the elevator. No. Any floor, but let alone between the 3rd and the 9th floor, because if that elevator drops, this is coming from a guy who hates the Tower of Terror at Disneyland.
Ooh, that's a great one. I love that one.
I mean, I don't want to drop at all. I'd rather go upside down and stuff. So yeah, Jim Harbaugh, no chance, Fernando, but I do like the fact that he was just speaking, is praising.
Hilarious.
like, man, like Jim Harbaugh, one thing we know about him already, he loves Justin Herbert. Herbert can't do any wrong.
No, there's no way. What have you thought about his press conferences so far?
He has some.
Because you laughed at me.
Yeah, he has some funny analogies. He has some unique ways of describing things. But when he talks football, you can tell he's a football guy. And he knows what he's talking about, and he loves the game. And he has I'm trying to say his quote, but I'm forgetting it. But he has a passion for football.
Yeah.
It's unknown
to mankind. Yeah.
So who has it better than us? Nobody. Nobody.
you can tell he's a good coach, and his track record speaks for itself. But I do like his press conferences because I usually always laugh at some point during his press conferences.
He laughed at me because I asked him, I was like, oh, what went into the decision of going with Luis Perez after Easton Stick and not Max Duggan? And he goes, coach's decision. And like, I could just see Tyler like laughing. I was like, damn. I was like, all right, cool. Yeah, I'll see you guys later. And I like ducked out in the back and I just left because I was like, all right, I'll take the L on that one.
Yeah. That was one of the many times I laughed at some of his answers to the questions from the Chargers beat reporters.
Yeah, Tyler, I told Fernando, like, these beat reporters better be ready because you better have a strong follow-up question because he's going to give you yes or no or give you those fierce eyes like, what are you talking about? You better be ready for Jim Harbaugh, I feel like.
He's like the opposite, and you know this, Gilbert, of Sean McVay. Sean McVay will give you long,
give you energy
answers, and you'll be like, man, I feel really enlightened after that answer. Like, this is a really good quote. Like, you pretty much wrote my whole story. I just have to put your quote in and I'm done. With Jim Harbaugh, it's like, huh?
You got to pick through the analogy and
kind of find out what he said. So it's kind of the opposite, but both coaches are, do well at their craft.
Mimsy does have a quick question for you. She said, as a member of the media, how do you feel about the injury updates being he's working through something?
I'm fine with it because at the end of the day, during the season, the injury report comes out Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So we're going to know exactly what the player is working through. And on Friday, we're going to figure out if the player is in or out. So it doesn't matter to me. Now, during training camp and off-season program, I get it. But I mean, at that point, you still have several weeks until the regular season. But I get what he's doing.
I laughed at when Derwin said, he compared the first day of training camp like giving birth. I was like, oh my God. I'm like, that's definitely a Harbaughism, to say the least. Tyler, anything fun you're working on? Anything you want to plug? Anything you're doing right now?
Yeah, so I'll actually be at the Chargers practice tomorrow and then Rams on Thursday. So I'm going to be working on pieces from those two teams. And then I'll be at the game, the Raiders and Chargers this weekend. I'll have a column coming from the game. So, yeah, be on the lookout, usatoday.com for pieces on those.
It's game time, Fernando. I'm not good. But
what happened?
Ask Gilbert if he's going on Sunday.
I'm not going, okay? I'm only going for the primetime games, the real time, the real games.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that.
But Tyler, I'll warn you. I'll warn you here because you like Fernando chit-chatting in the preseason, but when the lights are on, it's regular season. Tell them to get away. You can't mess around. You got to be ready for the column.
This is true. But I'll have. But see, during like halftime when we're like chowing down in that great SoFi halftime, we can have a conversation and pregame too. But during the game, Fernando knows it's all business.
Yeah, y'all would act like I go down. I'm over here freaking doing my own thing. So yeah, no, I wouldn't bug Tyler during regular season.
Wait, Gilbert, where are you going to be at Sunday?
At home. I do a lot of work from home. I guess I tried it last year. They had me do like 3 stories on Sundays, and they're like, "You're more efficient when you don't go to the stadium." I'm like, "Yeah, you're right." So because Fernando's bugging me, so I stay home.
Oh hell no! I don't talk to him.
I'm not the best multitasker. I'll just say that.
Yeah, so I understand that. So I do this the same way, kind of, because I go up to the stadium really early, probably like 10 o'clock, and I'm working on the early games. Yeah. And then I just focus on one game during the afternoon.
See, prime time I get one game. I'll be there. I can focus on one game, but having 12 games on the Sunday, I can't do it, man.
Yeah.
You're going to the Harbour, right?
That's the prime time game, ain't it?
Yeah, I'll be there.
Yeah, but I'm asking you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
If it's a primetime game in LA, I'm definitely going to be there, whether it's Rams or Chargers.
We're thinking about doing something out in the parking lot, so we definitely would like to have you jump on if you're available.
If only I get some Carne Asada because I see.
Well, it'll be in the tailgate, so I'm sure somebody will donate some Carne Asada your way. But yeah, no, we're definitely thinking about doing something cool like that pregame.
Okay, I'll be there.
Yeah, there you go. So That is USA Today, Tyler Dry. Anything else, Tyler? Anything else you want to throw out there?
Nope, I'm ready to go home so I can get some food. I mean, ready to get to the dinner table so I can get some food. That Carne Asada has me hungry.
And hang out with Baby Dragon. So we definitely appreciate you. That's a great nickname right there. But we definitely appreciate Tyler Dragon. He is a compa. We love him. Have a great one, Tyler. Thank you so much for jumping on with us.
Thanks for having me on. Have a great night.
All right, Tyler needed to go and eat, so now we hang out, Gilbert, and oops, I messed this one up. Okay, cool. All right, Gilbert. That was a good conversation with Tyler.
Yeah, I really like the stuff about the Bengals. He knows the Bengals very well from his B reporter days, and saying that they're not talking right now. That's not good. I actually have Jamar Chase in one of my fantasy football leagues, so a little worried. And then I was, I think I like about Tyler, man. You ask him. That's why I followed up. Like, hey, why you like the Chargers? He gave you great insight, good analysis. That's why he has great columns, good information. I like his blend of having sources, but also giving you some good analysis. Not afraid to give you his opinion. I remember Tyler being my coworker, man. He has some good debates in the back row of NFL.com. So him doing it as a writer, man, I'm happy for him and excited for the things he's doing at USA today. So I'm not surprised. He's kicking ass right now.
He hates when he's like, I hope you're trolling me. And I was like, well, we'll never know. And then he's like,
he's an easy guy to get into debate with. So I think you mess him and he's fired. Like, what's going on here, Fernando?
So the day that they selected Alt, I broke it down why I thought it was a great pick. And he's like, I get it, but come on, look at Malik Neighbors. And I'm like, I get it. I'm
he's
like,
looking
look,
good.
There's going to be videos of Malik Neighbors coming out all during training camp, and fans are going to be like, why can't we go with Malik Neighbors, this and that and that. You have to trust the process. That's why I jumped on with you guys when you guys did that 3-hour draft live.
Recap. Yeah.
And that's why I was like, hey, like, you've been a losing franchise for 60 years. You have to trust a guy that's won, that knows what it takes to win. And I thought it was a perfect selection for them. I think Joe Alt solidifies a lot of what they're doing. I'm sure they love Rashawn Slater, and now they have two big tackles that are going to help their quarterback. And hey, this weekend, right away you get it against Max Crosby, Christian Wilkins. Like you have a lot of pieces there. So definitely a lot to think about. But yeah, Tyler,
it could maybe be just to go off of that. Like we saw it happen in 2021 where the Bengals needed a tackle, but they went for the wide receiver. Nobody's gonna complain about Jamar Chase, and I'm sure the Lions are happy with Penei Sewell. It just works out sometimes.
Yeah, no, and that's what I've always gone back to. I'm like, look, on that play, Jamar Chase had beaten Jalen Ramsey on that 4th down, but Aaron Donald had beaten his guard and the tackle to get through.
Good point.
And hit Joe Burrow and knocked the ball, and that's when he did his infamous ring. So I mean, there's things here and there, but
that's honestly, a good first test, though, Fernando. I know you're going to discuss it on What's Up Bowls, but to see Christian Wilkins and Max Crosby on the first game, like it's not whenever Dan decides to show up, we could talk about Joe Alt going on the right, but Slater on the left. Like it's going to be a great test, especially for a team that wants to build in the trenches with Jim Harbaugh. Like it's going to be a good measuring stick.
Yeah, I've had two on two What's Up Bolts episodes. Dan's kind of broken down what he likes from Alt and what he thinks he needs to work on. By the way, some asshole commented the other day, oh yeah, I'm really gonna trust this guy over what the pros are doing. He's like, look, I've never said what he needs to do. I'm just telling you guys what I think he's gonna do with all this stuff. So I
think he has more common knowledge than an average Joe when it comes to offensive line play.
Robert, the reason why he was doing that is because he was working on a story that he released today. You should go check it out. It's actually a really good story by our compa Chris Rim. So
at least I got the right reporter this time.
I know.
Things are picking up.
Yeah. So go check that story out. Chris Rim is doing.
That was actually a good story.
Yeah,
Robert, I recommend you understand the questions when you see the details and the analysis that Chris got.
There's a method to most people's madness. Now, you got guys in the back asking stupid, idiotic questions. I get it because there are some, but Chris Rim is one that does it with a purpose. So, go check out.
Seeing those quotes about Harbaugh and saying like, "Man, forget the NCAA. They do a bunch of weirdo stuff." Cool, defend yourself, Harbaugh. I want to hear it. Why are you saying I'm not going to apologize? Well, Chris Rim asked a question, and I wanted to hear it.
I loved that he said like, "Hey, they've been taken money away from college kids for years.
Keeping it real.
All of a sudden, like they're getting mad at me for this stuff. Like, Gilbert, you bought a guy a hamburger or a cheeseburger, whatever the hell. Like, are you kidding me? Like, it's just ridiculous.
Honestly, yeah, people could say whatever they want about Harbaugh, and we don't know if he's telling the truth, but I like the way he's handling it. I know what you're going to ask me. Here's my statement. I do not apologize. This is what I know, and this is what I'm going to say. Hey, that stuff to me, like, you don't know what to believe. I believe stuff like that. We're just out in the open. Ask me what you want. I'm going to answer them. Here's my statement, and then I don't know. From that story, to me, it felt like he's not shying away from it, and I think that's a good thing.
So I was watching Notre Dame versus Texas A&M over the weekend, and I just stay up on like Lou Holtz. Lou Holtz, yeah. But to be honest, that was the house that Johnny Manziel. Built. That, like, Johnny Manziel brought over $1 billion. Mike Evans too brought over $1 billion to Texas A&M, and Johnny had the stuff with the autographs and all that other stuff he was doing on the side, but they didn't see a dime of that stuff. And look at all the money that they brought in. So I completely understand where they're coming from when it comes to this stuff.
Did you watch the Carne Asada documentary on Netflix?
I have not. By the way, did you see what Taylor Heineke said to Chris Rim and the rest of the reporters yesterday?
No, I didn't see.
Okay, so he said that he was watching the Carne Stallions documentary when the Falcons called him and told him the Chargers just traded for you.
And he was surprised? Or wait.
No. So, okay, my bad.
I didn't hear the first part. My bad.
So Taylor Heineke was watching the Carne Stallions documentary when he got the call that he was getting traded to the Chargers. And then Jim Harbaugh called him right, and he's like, "Oh, what are you doing?" He's like, "Oh, I'm watching the Carne Stallions documentary." So I actually thought that was pretty. He's like, it was pretty ironic.
That's a little awkward. I wonder what he said after that. Did he share?
I'm wondering what. I don't know. I didn't see the rest of it, but I actually thought that was pretty funny that he said.
It was a good doc. It was a little long, and I'm like, okay. But you get to know Carne Stallions and the way he works. But I don't know. I didn't feel like you got kind of like the both sides of the story. Yeah, what you wanted. Like, obviously the McNair one was very interesting because that one's already you know what happened, right? You know what the details were.
That was crazy that he had so many girlfriends and all this other stuff. Like, that's wild. The one I want to watch is the Hope Solo one. It just came out, but I want to see the Hope Solo one because
it's like a whole series, huh?
Yeah, she did some weird stuff. Like, I remember her and her husband got arrested for domestic violence. I think she allegedly had hit her nephew and her sister, like just a whole mess of stuff. And then she tries to run for the Team USA president. They didn't want to give it to her, and she's like, "Oh, it's because I'm a woman." It's like, no, you have a rap sheet behind you. Like, what are you talking about? So yeah, that one I'm interested to see. But all right, let's get Vic the producer on, and we'll get this Compas Carne Asada started. I have not heard anything from Dan and Dago, but if I hear anything, I will share it as we go. Let us bring in the guy who came up with all these logos and all this great, amazing stuff. Let's welcome in Vic, the producer, now. Vic, how are you doing?
Doing good. Good to join you guys. It's pretty cool.
Did you have a nice weekend?
Yeah, I actually surprised my wife by we went to the Hollywood Bowl and we went to go see that Infinity Saga concert and got to see Kevin Feige show up and got a little teaser for Fantastic Four. So
they keep on doing a lot of stuff at the Hollywood Bowl. I saw recently that they did a whole Disney concert and stuff. I was like, oh wow, like they do.
Have you ever gone, Fernando?
I've never been there.
I went once.
It's great.
Last year.
Yeah. It's great, honestly. Like, that was our first date when we first started dating.
You should see the picture, Fernando. He had the one from what 6 years ago, Victor?
Yeah, it was 2000.
Oh, I did see it. Yeah. 2000 what?
2017, 2024.
It's funnier, Vic. I'm not saying you got older, but when you go from the beard to the no beard, it really adds to like all the years you guys been together.
Yeah.
So okay, we're going from positive Vic to critical Gilberto. What
just makes the video? I mean, the picture better.
No. I'm not talking about that. What is your analysis of the Hollywood Bowl?
Oh, me or Victor?
No, you. I said we already went from positive Vic.
Okay.
Now let's go to
honestly. I don't even remember why I went or what the hell I was watching. That's one. Oh, you know what? I do remember. I think I told you guys. Caroline's friends are really into some weird band from.
Yeah. I remember
Iceland?
that. I remember that.
Yeah, from some band from Iceland. I'm like, I don't know crap about this band, but I'll go. It was just weird, uh, like music you hear when you're hanging out with elves in Ireland, and like just play a flute and like a leprechaun appears. Like, it's very, I don't know, very wavy beach music. That's all I can say. But it was a cool venue.
Vic.
Nice. Yeah. One of the cool things too about the Hollywood Bowl is, at least for it depends on what show you go see, but you can bring your own alcohol. Like we brought in a cooler. We were there.
Idea.
Like we brought it. We didn't pay for anything there. We brought on our own food. We brought in our own alcohol. So that was really cool. And we were just there getting buzzed while we watched some cool show. So I honestly didn't expect what we saw. Like, I didn't know what we were gonna get. It said Marvel Infinity Saga, and we were like, we're in. And then what we got was really cool. Like, you get, like from the beginning, from Iron Man to the end of Endgame, and those iconic scenes with the music with an orchestra behind it. So that was an amazing show for me.
How was the crowd for you, Vic? I don't know. I don't know crap about Endgame, whatever the hell it's called, Avengers Rise Up. But how was the crowd? Because I remember now, for me, I was making jokes about the music, and I got shushed like a couple of times. Like, shh. Were people really serious about the stupid Marvel music or what?
He said stupid.
Yeah, no, like people got really pumped. Like, you got a lot of Iron Man stuff, you got a lot of Thor stuff in there. So yeah, no, people and all ages. Like, there was in where we were sitting, somebody was they were having a birthday celebration. So like the whole crowd in our section started singing happy birthday to the kid.
Wow, good
so
crowd.
I thought that was really cool. But Mimsy brings up, she is right. She says, in my opinion, the only negative about Hollywood Bowl is how steep the higher sections are. Yes, like we were sore the next day because, like I said, we were carrying a cooler all the way up there, but it doesn't matter where you sit there. And then, like, you get the Hollywood sign in the background too. It's a cool experience. Like I said, if the only actually another bad part would be the parking. If you can get there, I would suggest get there like 2 hours before. We knew the show was going to start at 8. We got there at 6. Like I said, we got all our stuff. Living there, getting out of the Hollywood Bowl is a mess as well. But it comes with the territory. You get a great view. You get a great show. Like, it's worth it.
All right.
And we only paid like $35 to get in. So, which, I mean, by, concert standards now, to get into a concert now is what, like $300-$400?
Yeah,
not bad.
Yeah. All right. We'll just get it going with as we wait for Dan, but let's get it going with what are 5 to 6 new teams you have making the playoffs? Vic, why don't you start us off, since you have the talking stick.
Yeah, here, I'm going to go right through these. I'm going to give my predictions real quick as we go through this. So the 5 new teams I have making the playoffs this year, it's the Bengals, the Titans, the Raiders, Cardinals, Jets, and Falcons. The trending pick I'm fading this year is the Texans. My last to first pick is the Bengals and the Titans. My bold prediction for the season is that Dak Prescott gets traded to the Raiders. The NFL coach on the hottest seat is Mike Tomlin. The team that will end up with the number 1 pick is the New England Patriots. And then I'm going to give you my division winners, guys. I have the Chiefs, Bengals, Titans, and Jets. My 3 wild cards are Raiders, Jets, Colts. Then moving on to the NFC, I have the 49ers, Lions, Falcons, and Eagles winning their divisions. And then my 3 wild cards are Cardinals, Packers, and Rams. And then my Super Bowl, I have the Bengals over the Lions.
Man, I think I'm going to just drop the 5 teams. We just dropped everything, Vic, there.
Yes.
Let me ask you, can I put up your team actually here?
Yes.
Actually, I like most of your teams there, but why are you high on the Titans? And let me know about the Raiders if you want, because
Okay,
we know you like the Raiders, so I want to hear some valid points.
Yeah, so I'll start with the Titans here. The reason I like the Titans, as we talked about, they're the one. There's always surprises with every team. We know this, right, guys? We talked about this. We know that 5 to 6 teams make the playoffs, and one of them is usually one of those teams that nobody thinks about. Last year was the Texans, the Packers. We saw different teams make the playoffs. The Browns, that was one of my teams I picked last season. The reason I'm going with the Titans this season is because, one, that division has changed winners the last 3 seasons. It's been the Jaguars, and the Texans the last couple of years. They went from last to first, so I'm just going with the Titans as well. And then, as I talked about, I really like what they've done defensively and offensively, and then bringing in Brian Callahan. He's gonna, I'll talk about Brian Callahan later on, but I think what he did with the Bengals once Joe Burrow went down was put, their backup under center. I really like, he's one of those John Gruden disciples that a lot of people don't remember that he was on that coaching staff. And then he got to learn under Zach Taylor. He learned that Sean McVay offense, and then the additions on defense, as I talked about. They just traded for Ernest Jones. They have a good defensive line. My only thing is the offensive line. Their defense I think will be better. They also have a Mike McDonald disciple running that defense. So I think for me, my biggest question mark for this team is going to be what they do, with their offensive line. If their offensive line comes along, then, I think they're going to win that division. But for me, that was the team. I'm not a big believer in the Texans. They had a schedule last year where they had no primetime games, and that first place schedule is really tough. We've seen that. They're my team of what I saw from the Eagles last year, where they had all these great expectations and they couldn't live up to it. And I think CJ Stroud is a stud, but you're also having to deal with the first place schedule. Can they meet expectations? And that's hard for a team like the Texans to make that jump. So that's why I'm kind of fading the Texans.
I don't know how you feel about the Titans, Fernando. I'm starting to like them more, but not to the point where I want to have them in the playoffs. But I really like that trade for Ernest Jones. I think the offensive line, I know you're worried about it, Vic, but I think they're actually not in bad shape. But Lloyd Cushenberry, the third at center. You got Jason Latham at left. You got Skornarski from last year. So it's coming along. And then you have Brian Callahan, who was a good opposite corner, not a play caller with Zach Taylor, but so I like him more and more. But maybe, Fernando, if you want to take it away from here, it's just the Mayo guy. Like, how much of a big jump can Will Levis have in year 2? That's my thing where I kind of hold back. Like, he's not CJ Stroud. I don't like Will Levis as much as I like Anthony Richardson. And I still, obviously, Trevor Lawrence has been up and down, but he's still not Trevor Lawrence to me. That's where I really kind of stop with the Titans.
He's here! He's here!
Took forever. What is he doing?
What are you talking about? Taking forever. Sorry, guys.
5. We've been here for an hour 18.
Some of us have to work over here. I don't get it. Let me wake up at 10:30. A story get it maybe 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
Well, when you work your ass off like I did, you get a cushy job where you're at home in pajamas. It's at 10 a.m.
Have a few margaritas. Have a few margaritas at brunch. Look at this guy.
When you change your mindset to a CEO and a boss, why am I quoting freaking Sasha Banks?
That's what you like. You like losers. You work losers.
Less, you get paid more, okay?
Speaking of that, Dan, I waited for you to get here so that we could have Gilberto go next.
Actually, no, you started the predictions without Dan, so that's why.
Well, yeah, but Dan knew I was going to start it without. I told him, hey, if you don't, he's like, start the show. I'll show up when I need to show up.
Why can't he shit on Victor's picks? He has the Raiders. Shit on him. Come on. Sorry, I can't say. So you want him to crap on my picks, huh, Fernando? You want to crap
again? Oh, guess what? Guess who's not up there, Frau? Do you have a Chiefs picture? Who's that behind you in red?
Right
Wait,
there,
what?
right behind you.
Oh, actually, that's Josh. It's the glare, but there's actually Josh Allen jumping over L'Jarius Sneed, or not, Justin Reed. Never mind. So enjoy that.
Look at that. Look at that.
But it is a Chiefs player on there, Dan.
I didn't know you were that big of a Chiefs fan. Wow, we got Nick Wright on the show. Nick Wright.
It's a
How you
magazine.
doing? How you doing, Nick?
You know, when you get a job like mine, you work at SI, you get to hang banners.
Oh, sorry. Perdóname, my lord. Over here.
Well, before we start, Dan, how you been? Can you tell us what's going on in your life, please?
I've been good, bro. Just been grinding. The grind never stops. No rest for the wicked. Let me tell you what I did this weekend. On Saturday, I had a few beers on island. Shout out to my buddy who lives on Cornwall Island now.
What? Sorry.
On Sunday, I had a few more beers at my cousin's fake birthday party.
What?
And on Monday, I had a few more beers after practice on Labor Day, baby.
Yeah. What?
What's a fake
up.
birthday party?
It's fake. I can't. I don't need to go into detail. I plead the fifth.
I'm guessing because it wasn't on his birthday that annoyed you.
Sure.
Let's go with that.
Oh, okay. We can't say that's not a good thing.
It's they sang happy birthday for somebody else instead of little Daniel, so it was a little weird.
Well, there's like 80,000 Daniels there in that family. So they sang to you or what?
Little Daniel is like, it's like the kid who picks the short stick every time. It's just the funniest thing ever. It's like a car crash. You have to look like it's hilarious. He's the smartest dumb kid I know. So
one day we need to have little Daniel on to defend himself.
I try to get him on. I try to get him on Copas FC, but he's a expletive that I choose not to use right now.
All right.
I missed the
there you go.
Shout out Mimsy.
So Dan, obviously, Vic went just. Dan,
I'll move it closer. Does that sound better?
Yes, it does.
Can everybody hear me?
Yeah.
You're
I was yelling. I say I was.
Are you like sitting in front of a hat rack? Why are those floating hats?
The problem is, like, someone moved my desk, and now I have a smaller thing, and I was trying to do it. So I'll just unscrew it.
There's no respect for your office, apparently.
I'm telling you, my boy Tommy. That's a real godsend right there. Not like that other useless piece of shit. I won't say who. That's a real godsend. What's up, my boy? All the way from New York.
Dan after dark.
New York. Not that shitty Jay-Z song. Here you go. Is this better?
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. All right.
What do you see? What do you say? What do you know?
So, Dan, just Vic, you didn't tell us why you had the Raiders making the playoffs.
Yeah, Dan's gonna laugh.
They want to laugh at you. They want to laugh at you.
Okay, yeah, go ahead. I'm okay with that. I haven't picked the Raiders since we've been, here.
No. It's a no. I'm not going like that.
Yeah,
that dude.
Okay.
No.
Frown,
please.
Curious. Have you not seen the great teams Tom Telesco has built in his 11
exactly.
years?
I mean,
my God, put some respect on his
look
name.
at those teams he's built before. But no, I mean, part of the reason that I really like this team is, number one, the Raiders don't have any drama going into the season. As we've seen for the last 5 years, if you even go back to last year with the Chandler Jones situation, you had, going on. They don't have. I thought the Antonio Pierce bankruptcy thing was going to be an issue going into the season. It didn't turn into that. What I really like about this team is their defense. We've talked about it. They finished top 5 in defense to end the season. I know a lot of people were saying, well, like it was against crappy team, but I mean, they punched the Chiefs, in the mouth. That wasn't a fluke. Even the Chiefs said, thank you for doing that, because that led to us going on that run.
Please, we all know what led to that run.
I really do like what, and then now you give Antonio Pierce an offseason to get his players. Now, as you guys talked about, you guys said that Tom Telesco has been a failure with the Chargers. One thing he's been able to do is draft in the first couple rounds, which we know the Raiders have been really bad. I can give you a list of the last 5 drafts that they've had in the first round. They've all been bad outside of Josh Jacobs. They go out there and they get
Bro, you could go the last 20 years. And
yeah, you can go the last 20 years. I mean, it's been pretty
even
bad.
last year, Tyree Wilson.
Can I tell you a secret?
Yeah, Tyreek Wilson has been another issue too. But like I said, with Patrick Graham leading, he's going to be in his 3rd year with that defense, and there's a lot of guys that people don't even know about in that defense that are primed for breakouts this season, offensively as well. I told you guys, I don't know where to go with this team at the beginning of training camp because I didn't know what to expect from Luke Getsy. Now, one of Luke Getsy's mentors is Mike McCarthy. He's gonna run that 12 personnel West Coast offense with the 2 tight ends, Michael Mayer and Brock Bowers. You bring in, someone in the little white boy, what a little ass boy.
Hunter Renfro?
Oh, Garner Minshew.
Garner Minshew. Oh. And last year with the Colts, he almost took them to the playoffs, right? And he did it with less talent. This is the best talent Gardner Minshew has ever had outside of being with the Eagles, where he never was going to play. He was never going to replace Jalen Hurts. So you add that to the mix here. And then one of the things that nobody is talking about with the Raiders is they have the exact same schedule that the Texans had last year. They only got 2 primetime games. One is a Black Friday game. Having that much rest is going to help. And I know people don't look at those things, but at the end of the year, when you don't have expectations, that's when teams like this team won 8 games last season with all their turmoil. They had Devontae Adams who hated McDaniels. You fired McDaniels. You had an interim coach, and yet they won 8 games. You're telling me this team can win 2 more games and make it into the playoffs as a 7th seed? That's not a hard thing to imagine here. So that's why I have them in over the Chargers at this point. And the reason I was going to put the Chargers, but as Gilbert has pointed out many times now, the thing is, I want to see it before I believe it. I picked the Chargers to make the playoffs 3 out of the last 4 years, and I just can't do it anymore. I'm sorry. I can't go with that anymore.
You're laughing at that comment there from hanging with it. Wait, I'm not even gonna read the name. I got it, but yeah.
That's probably Beetlejuice right there. Beetlejuice. You almost got caught, Hilbert.
Yeah, wait. Hanging with Aaron, apparently. There's many Aarons in the world. And Hernandez's.
Hey,
what an idiot. Oh my god.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not the only one that has the Raiders in the playoffs.
That's okay. That's and that's the one I want to get to. I want to hear.
I'm ready.
I was going to tell
individual of why.
Speaking of the Raiders drafting terribly, I got some bad news for you. And it's only just begun.
All right. I want to hear your
Yeah, I'll take my time because obviously I'm gonna hear Dan just crap on everything. But I'll start off with the 5 new teams. I got 7 new teams. I don't care about what happened last year. So you can laugh all you want, Dan. I don't give a crap. It's a new year, but I don't have the Chargers in the playoffs. We can start there. So
whack. Guaranteed AFC Championship now.
For my teams and 7 new teams.
You have the Bears? Are you kidding?
Can I read?
I don't know. Can you?
I'm surprised you know how to read, but let me read. Raiders, Jets, Colts, Bengals, Cardinals, Falcons, Bears. Now, let me explain. Like the Jets, I don't have to defend too much because here's the teams.
Bengals, you don't have
there's probably like maybe 5 really good teams. Well, let me give you the teams in the AFC that I really like. Like a contender for a Super Bowl. You got the Jets and the Bills. I like those 2. That's 2 right there. In the AFC South, I like the Colts and I like the Texans. That's 2 right there. I don't have to debate too much. And then for the North, I like the Bengals a lot. I don't really care for the Ravens, but you want the Ravens? Put the Ravens. I don't care. Whatever. Those are contenders right there. And then in the AFC West, to get 2 teams there, obviously the Chiefs. And then it's like a decision between the Raiders and the Chargers. And I was obviously I already crapped on the Chargers earlier this offseason, so you guys are not surprised there. But I wasn't high on the Raiders until they finally went with Gardner Minshew because I wasn't high on Aiden O'Connell. I really like that defense. They also have experience, like Victor said, with Antonio Pierce coming back and Patrick Graham coming back. They have Devontae Adams. They got Brock Bowers now. They got Zamir White. I think last year Pierce showed a couple things. They're going to be tough. They can run the football. Same thing that Jim Harbaugh is trying to do with the Chargers. And to give you guys the point here, you won't like me. I get it, listeners and viewers of Compas on the Beat. But I just don't understand with the Jim Harbaugh stuff. He's going to come in and fix everything. I'm not high on the interior offensive line. I'm not high on the running backs. I like Justin Minter a lot as a coordinator, but you have issues in the interior of the defensive line. You have issues at cornerback. It just seems like a lot of work for Jim Harbaugh to fix the Chargers. But the Raiders, it just seems like Victor said, a little more. It's like you're familiar with the defense. They could be a top 5 unit. I'm not gonna lie, guys. That's a good defense right there. They got Christian Wilkins. Yes, the quarterback is an issue, but I have them in the 7th seed. I'm not gonna totally put the Raiders out there like that. But I had like one open spot. I had fun with it. Whatever. I went with the Raiders. But the ones that I don't like anymore, because everybody's picking them. The Falcons are a trendy pick. Dan, you can make fun of the Bears if you want. Caleb Williams is pretty impressive, but it's preseason. Okay, he can throw the football.
Impressive.
And then the Cardinals, I think people are jumping around there, but yeah,
I saw 2 Hard Knocks episodes, and I knew enough. I saw enough. I was like, this is not going to be good. This is going to be garbage.
Was he carrying her purse or whatever?
I didn't say it. That's you. I
okay,
don't know.
But
there could be other reasons.
Yeah, I went a little too much with the teams that didn't make it last year, but 7, whatever. I'm having fun with it. I'm tired of picking like the same teams over and over again.
Especially the Cardinals. Don't you know a new Call of Duty's dropping pretty soon?
Yes, I do. See, you don't like Caleb Williams. You don't like Kyler Murray. You don't like the Raiders. I get it. Pick apart, Dan. Go ahead.
No, well, I think the Raiders are going to be better with Gardner Minshew. That's 100%.
Okay.
Are they going to be able to put up points? I think it's going to be the biggest thing. So, I mean, we'll see about that. I think they're a good week 1 test opponent for the Chargers just because, again, like you said, that defense is – Patrick Graham's already been there for 2 or 3 years or whatever you said. They were a good defense last year. They were hard, physical last year when AP took over, but I think the biggest thing, I don't know if they're going to be able to score points. I don't know if they're going to be able to sustain drives. And as good of a defense as you might have, they're going to get some tired legs in the second half if they can't sustain drives. And again, give me the son of Odin over anybody. I think we're going to be A-okay. I think the Chargers are going to be able to figure it out because, like I said, they have a last place schedule. They're going to have at least a little bump of having a new coach because in Staley's first 2 years, they had all that, drama, dysfunction, whatever you want to call it, made a wild card one year and they won 9 games the other year, I think, or 8 games or something like that.
They won.
It's like you're telling me Jim Harbaugh can't add 2 to 3 more W's in the column, those tight games. That's the only thing I'm saying. I mean, I know it's a little bit of the homer pick and everything else, but I just think there's a new sheriff in town, and he's going to put the whole league on notice, hopefully.
What I'm questioning is Antonio Pierce is my biggest question.
Yeah, that's
the
fair.
honeymoon phase is over. I mean, last year that's why that Chiefs game, I get it. Like, it was awesome, but you were kind of on that high of, hey, F Josh McDaniels.
Yeah.
We're smoking cigars in the locker room. We're having fun. We're doing all this. Now it's like, now there's expectations on the team. So that's kind of my biggest question. But I kind of see where you guys are coming from with everything. But my biggest question, the whole drama-free, I don't know if they're drama-free. There's a guy in there that he's stirring something up, and I know for sure. And that's 17. Devontae Adams isn't as happy as what everybody thinks he is. I think Devontae's a little frustrated with all this. You saw it on the documentary last year. And then now you're kind of, I think there's going to be something. If Gardner, let's just say, throws 2 or 3 picks within the first 2 weeks, he's going to start getting frustrated. And I think he's going to be like, you know what am I doing here? Like, I want to go play with a serious quarterback. And I'm sure Devontae's going to look at himself and be like, I'm 32 years old. I'm up there in age, or 31. I can't remember how old he is. 31. But I want to go win with a team that actually has a chance to win the Super Bowl, not spend my time here where next offseason, it could be Dak Prescott coming in. It could be Shedeur Sanders. It could be Carson Beck.
There he is.
It could be somebody else. So I have a lot of questions about that. And then the secondary, Jack Jones takes a lot of risks, and with risk comes getting burned on some. So, and I like Jack Jones because of the fieriness. Like, I love that when we went to that practice, he was chirping hard at Devontae. He was chirping at the receivers, but I'm just trying to see what. I'm wondering what this team is going to look like this year, and I just have I have questions about the Chargers. I have questions about every single team, even the Chiefs. But
that was a good one. You should throw that one up there.
No.
Those are all Chat GPT. Don't give them credit.
But I just, I mean, and I get it. I mean, Gilbert, you've gotten burned how many times by the Chargers picking them before the season? So,
but that's the problem. That's the problem. He keeps
that's what I'm saying.
It's the curse. It's the curse.
But and I understand.
I didn't pick them last year. They won a division. I think that was 2 years ago.
No, you did pick them last year. You did pick
them
to
make the playoffs.
It was 2 years ago.
I blend them together.
But all right, go with your next one.
What's next? I already lost track.
All right, trendy pick. You're fading.
Oh yeah, so I can see why the Ravens are a contender. If you want to put them in there, I know it's funny because hearing Tyler talk about the Ravens, I'm like, oh crap. Like I don't have the Ravens in the playoffs. I'm sorry, I won't tell Tyler right now, but like I'm gonna admit it. I like whatever what angels say. Gilberto's on that some good stuff. Yeah, maybe I was. Sometimes I needed to go to sleep. Whatever. But yeah, when you're making picks, I want to get I want to have something different. And yeah, exactly. It's for medical stuff. But I want to have fun with the picks because it is the NFL. I heard somebody today who was walking on the beach making a TikTok that for the last 34 years.
Oh, that guy's a jackass. That guy's a jackass.
For the last 34 years.
That was the stupidest thing I've ever seen.
There's been 4 teams that didn't make the playoffs last year to make it the next year. So
can we act our age? Get off the social media. Leave that for the kids.
All right,
the Ravens, and go ahead, friend. We are wasting time.
No, last to first pick.
Yeah, so technically I guess the Bengals would be my last to first because I have the Bengals winning the division, and surprisingly I have the Bengals, the only team coming out of the AFC North. I didn't pick I don't like the Browns. Until Deshaun Watson leaves, I'm not gonna pick the Browns. I just don't like the Browns, unless it's Joe Flacco. And then the Steelers have Russell Wilson. I'm sorry, I'm not picking you. And the Ravens have a lot of issues with Derrick Henry and the offensive lineman. No, Derrick Henry's not an issue. He's just old. But I just have one team in the AFC North coming out is the Bengals, which I am a little surprised about that. Only one team from a very good division. So I'm going to go just for the crap and giggles there because I am on some good stuff. I'm going to go with the Commanders to go from last to first. I don't have them in the playoffs, but as a side bet for just some.
Wait, how do you have them going from? Oh, a side bet. Okay, my bad.
It's a side bet because I don't have them. I already had the freaking Cardinals in the damn playoffs. I can't pick the entire crappy teams from last year in the playoffs. Okay. I know that I'm going bold here, but I think the Commanders, if there's one division that you could steal, I think the Eagles are a little overrated. I like the Eagles. I picked them, but they're a little overrated. Cowboys are definitely going to have some issues with all the drama, whatever. And then the Giants are the Giants. So I'll take a chance with the Commanders and Jaden Daniels, but go ahead.
What is your one bold prediction?
What the? Oh, yeah, I got this. Actually, yes. I was mentioning at the top of the show, I picked the Packers last year when nobody else did. All right. Give me a point here. Dan,
I don't know about that. I'd have to check the tape.
I said they're gonna make the playoffs when everybody's saying they're young, they're inexperienced. Shut the hell up. I picked them, okay, to go to the playoffs.
You're a big LaFleur guy, huh? And you guys fly in the same circles.
But wait, I said Jordan Love's gonna have a good year. It's gonna impress people. Now I'm saying the opposite. I think there's too much love for Jordan Love. People think he's gonna be the next Aaron Rodgers for sure. Off of what an 8 game stretch. He's a good quarterback. I get it, but they're not Super Bowl contenders. People like the Jordan Love story, and they just see what they like. They saw what happened with Dan Campbell, the Lions. Oh, look at that! They ended strong. They're gonna see the Lions rise. That's what people are seeing with the Packers. I know I'm kind of ranting here, but my bold prediction is Jordan Love's not gonna have the best second year. He's not gonna be like a terrible quarterback, but he's gonna drop off a little bit from his first year as a starter to his second year. That is my bold prediction. Jordan Love numbers will take a dip.
NFL coach on the hottest seat.
Needs to want to hear Mike McCarthy. When you had an opportunity to take Bill Belichick and you didn't do it, that shadow of Bill Belichick is going to linger. You need some help there. I have 6 Super Bowl rings. Bill Belichick's going to be hovering over Mike McCarthy.
Hey, not just 6 Super Bowls, baby. A 24-year-old girlfriend.
Oh,
he's got as much energy as he needs, baby.
He's on Pat McAfee show.
That ticker That ticker's looking real well, my guy.
He's doing well. He ages up. What are you talking about here, NFL? So yes, Bill Belichick's
going to rid
hover.
of those damn ring cameras, though. That one kind of got him.
What team will end up with the number 1 pick?
This one's easy. They look terrible. Give me the Patriots here. When Brandon Ayuk said, "Forget you guys and your $32 million per year, I don't want to go there," it was for a reason. They look terrible. I like Drake May as a prospect, but and also too, like the Patriots, you guys are scared. Like, come on, like you have a crappy roster. What are you gonna do? Start Jacoby Brissett and win 2 games? Like what are you telling your locker? What are you telling your locker room?
Did you see the memes?
I did not. What do you have?
Oh, it was hilarious. They were like all the Patriots fans trying to hire the Chargers medical team, and it's like they're trying to stab him.
It's actually pretty good. Not funny for Tyrod Taylor.
Yeah. I mean, like,
but you gotta play freaking Drake May. You spent the number 3 pick on the guy. You didn't even give up the pick when the Giants called you. Hey, I'll give you whatever you want, man. Just give me the damn pick. You still didn't do it, and you still won't play Drake May. I get your roster is terrible, but what the hell are you proving with Jacoby Brissett? With Jacoby Brissett, he's not gonna win 8 or 9 games and play for pride and passion. No, this team sucks. Like, just take Jacoby Brissett out.
They want to draft high next year. Get him a receiver.
I guess so, but you know this. I can talk to you about this, Dan. What's the best feeling when you know that you have the next franchise quarterback for the next 20 years? You don't give a crap if you lost a bunch of games a rookie year. When Justin Herbert came on as a rookie, won that damn Rookie of the Year. You didn't make the playoffs, but you didn't give a shit because you were so excited for year 2. You were excited for the future. That's what the Patriots could have with Drake May, but no, instead they're gonna have this crappy burn it down for another year because this mighty franchise is a terrible franchise again.
What are your division winners for the AFC?
I already mentioned the Bengals, obviously the Chiefs. I know, destroy me in the comments. Chiefs, Bengals.
He's excited.
I went with the Texans. I know Vic's not having the Texans. I really like the Texans. And then what's my last team? What the hell division?
You had the Bills.
Oh, and the Bills. I think I know Stephon Diggs was going at it at people who don't believe because he had some interview with the GQ magazine. I think Stephon leaving Buffalo is going to make everything easier and more okay. No more drama from your mama. Stephon Diggs.
3 wild card teams.
What did I have? Oh,
Angel, we're saving the best for last. Don't worry.
Angel, I don't even remember my picks.
I had the Raiders as a number 7 seed. I know everybody's mad at me because we have a lot of Charger fans here, but I just really like the defense and they have more, I guess, continuity. But yeah, I know they have Tom Telesco. I get it. Okay. And then what the hell did I have? The Colts. I'm not scared about the Anthony Richardson crap from the Bengals joint scrimmage. You can run the damn football you want. Anthony Richardson just score some touchdowns and win the game. And then I had, what's my other team?
Jets.
The Jets. Fernando, maybe I'm hanging out with you too much, but it's a talented roster when they're healthy, but they can't stay healthy. So whatever. F it. That's the way I've been doing these predictions.
3 are the division winners for the NFC.
49ers. They're still a tier above. And then the band's back together with Trent Williams and Brandon Ayuk. And then the North, I have the Detroit Lions, who I think are going to be the best team in the NFC. They're freaking loaded, man. When Puka Nacua went off from them in the playoff game, what did they do? They added like 3 or 4 new cornerbacks, so they're going to be better there. The South, I have the Falcons, which everybody has now. I hate it, but I get it. And the Buccaneers.
Yeah, but the South is a dumpster fire.
Yeah, but I think the Bucs will still be decent. So I almost went back to the Bucs, but that's Fernando's team. I'll stay with the Falcons. And then the East, I don't even like that division. I think I got scared because I made too many on that good stuff picks. So I went with a safe pick with the East, and I went with the Eagles there. I don't know why. I don't like it, but I did.
3 wild card teams.
The Rams, and I'll just say 2 words: Sean McVay. He damn good coach. So I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. And then Cardinals, I really like their OC. I think he's one of the up and coming play callers. I like Marvin Harrison Jr. Yes, I'm also concerned about Kyler Murray. I'm not saying I'm really high on Kyler Murray, but he has Marvin Harrison Jr. They have a good offensive line with Jonah Williams, Paris Johnson Jr. The defense could stink, but again, I'm having fun with these. And what else did I have?
The Bears.
The Bears. Dan does not like this one. I'll say this: if Caleb Williams could tone it down a little bit because he gets a little, I don't know. He's a confident guy. He feels himself out there, but it's not USC. It's not preseason. Yes, when you get out of the pocket, sometimes make the smart move. It's okay. You don't have to have a freaking laser
That Titans defense is going to take it to him.
I can't wait.
A lot of
remember what Jeffrey Simmons said. Remember what Jeffrey Simmons said.
Are you going to get some matching? Some matching? You're going to get the blue and the B in the middle and the
somebody
orange?
better paint their nails on the Titans and do it in his face when they sack him. But I could totally see the Titans having an upset. I could definitely see that. But I think as the year progresses, this is a very talented roster. Keenan Allen, very good. So I'm going with the Bears there.
All right, Super Bowl matchup and winner.
Yeah, it's weird. I've been looking at other media outlets and what they're picking. I think we are on this program. We're heavy on the Lions, so I guess there's a trend here. Some people really like the Ravens on a different publication, or like the Packers, whatever.
Ravens, Packers,
but nobody has my winner. And again, like I put it this way to make it simple terms for you guys. Like it's like Chiefs 3-peat or take the field. I'm taking the field. I'm tired of the Chiefs winning all the time. I know, a surprise, breaking news. Gilberto doesn't like the Chiefs.
I know, for real, all of a sudden.
So I'm going to have fun with an up-and-coming team. I know you guys already know that I've been on this bandwagon. So the Texans beat the Detroit Lions in the Super Bowl. LIX for my team.
If the Texans and Detroit make it to the Super Bowl, number one, that would be amazing. But yeah, right. Detroit, I think Detroit would beat them.
Yeah, we could. But I feel like that's an easy pick. I don't like to have the easy picks to win the Super Bowl.
All right, I will go next. My 5 teams: Chargers, Jets, Colts, Bengals, Falcons, Bears, and Seahawks.
Seahawks, all right. With what's his name?
Yes, let me know about the Seahawks. I actually kind of like them.
I like Mike McDonald is a guy that I feel like is going to bring a different scheme to that defense.
Now here we have a guy. Sorry.
I think, yeah, exactly. I think that the way that Pete Carroll was building that Seahawks defense helps for what Mike McDonald's going to do. I think they have some good corners. They have some good pass rushes. They've drafted well. I think that their defense is going to be very good this year. The offense is where I kind of question it just because of Geno Smith, but I think if they can take them back and then they have the Wazoo offensive coordinator, I think is now their offensive coordinator.
No, Washington, not Washington State, but the other Washington.
Wazoo.
Ryan Grubb.
Wazoo is Washington State Cougars. He came from Washington Huskies.
Who cares?
Okay. UW. There you go. That's the next name.
UW. That's what it is. UW. Yeah. My bad. Eric is going to kill me for that one.
His name is Ryan Grubb. Ryan Grubb.
So, yeah. There you go. That guy. So I think that they're going to add a different element. I think they have a talented trio at receiver. I think their offensive line is going to get better. For some reason, I just feel like Mike McDonald's going to get that thing going, and I think they're really excited about him. I think they're a team that nobody is talking about. So I said, you know what? Give me the Seahawks. That's a team that nobody's talking about them. So I think they're an up-and-coming team that if in next year's draft they can get a solid quarterback, I think they're built for the future. And obviously, I like that Mike McDonald's coming from the John Harbaugh tree, which obviously comes from the John Harbaugh Sr. Tree. So
Jack. His name's Jack.
Jack. Sorry, it's Jack. But yeah, I like the Seahawks, to be honest. I think they're an up-and-coming team that could take a step forward quicker rather than later. And I think they're going to.
They kind of look like the Raiders structure a little bit. No, Fernando, good defense, quarterback, and
yeah, but I mean that's how the Seahawks were last year with Pete Carroll. It's not like it's a big difference right there if that's what it is.
I have more questions.
That's the recipe.
The Raiders defense, like everybody's banking on 2 players for that defense, in my opinion.
There is more.
I'm not talking about you guys. I'm saying in general, I feel like the media is really banking on 2 guys.
I'm just asking questions. That's it.
And that's Max Crosby, and it's Max Crosby and it's Christian Wilkins. And I'm kind of like, well, what about the secondary? What about the safeties? The linebacker, I think they're actually pretty good at the linebacker. I think those guys disrupt a lot, but I think it's the secondary where I kind of have more questions about them. But with the Seahawks, I feel like they do have players all around. The safety positions they lost a lot, I think. But I think they're I think the Seahawks are a team that I have.
The depth up front, Fernando, is kind of insane, to be honest. They got Leonard Williams. They got the depth. Leonard Williams, and they got Draymond Jones, and they got Byron Murphy II, and they got Uchenna Nwosu, and what's it called? The other guy, Mafe. It's a bunch of guys on that front, man.
Yeah.
Can I just? All I'll say in terms of my biggest question with Mike McDonald is he going to be Big Fangio? We saw what Big Fangio, he went to the Broncos and he fell miserably. So my biggest thing is, and also we've seen how the NFL catches up to everybody. They've all seen that fake pressure scheme now. these offensive coordinators and NFL coaches, that are offensive minded, are gonna adjust. So that's my biggest question. There's a lot of guys now that are under that Mike McDonald tree. I think that's where I have some concerns here with the Seahawks. But I love the pick, honestly. The Seahawks are one of those picks that they have the talent. That's part of the reason why Pete Carroll got fired, was because they saw he could no longer beat Kyle Shanahan or Sean McVay, and so you bring somebody who can do that in Mike McDonald. So, but like I said, that's my only question mark with them.
Fun fact: I think Mike McDonald is shorter than Kyler Murray. I'll just say that.
Oh my god! Why don't you just throw Jesse Minter in there too? Shout out Nancy.
Hey, no,
Minter's
taller than Mike McDonald. But yes, shout out to she changed her profile picture.
Shout out.
Marines.
All right. Did you hear that Pete Carroll's teaching at USC, by the way?
I did.
How awesome would it be?
I'll take a class with Pete.
No, fuck the class. Coach at USC.
Yeah,
dude.
yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Bring back USC.
Yeah.
We got
Why
that
did
Mayo.
they won that first game because Pete Carroll's hanging around. That's why.
I know. Lincoln Riley's starting to feel that dude.
All right, trending pick. I'm gonna go with the Packers.
Oh, there you go.
That fading. Okay.
That fading. Yeah. I don't know about the
I don't know about LaFleur.
Jordan Love got paid. Those receivers are obviously, people have seen them. I do like the receivers. It's just that the health is obviously an issue, like it was at the beginning of the season. Towards the end, guys got healthy, but some of those guys do get injured. Who was another one that and the defense? I have questions about their defense as well. So I went with the Packers. Last to first, Bengals. I don't have to get into it. Obviously, there was no other. I originally put no one, but then Vic caught it and he's like, "Hey, you picked the Bengals to win the division." I'm like, "Oh yeah, I forgot about them." So that was the only one I could think of. Nancy, thank him from us for
thank you
his
for your
service.
Shout out, Nancy.
Awesome. One bold prediction: Spencer Rattler will start for the New Orleans Saints before November.
Hey, I like it. That's a good one.
I think which is the biggest rivalry, Magic versus Bird or Dan versus LaFleur?
I hate that prick.
One day you guys are gonna meet, and I can't wait for it.
Yeah, and I'm gonna beat the shit out of his little.
They already did.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Oh yeah. That's when it happened. That's when the rivalry started. Yeah.
I hate that bastard.
So,
you know what? I don't think Brian Kelly treated him enough like shit. Honestly, like he should have made him clean the toilets on top of parking the cars and everything else out at Central Michigan. You should have made
family.
My family was not very happy on when did they play? Sunday night?
Yeah.
Did you see him slam the table?
All right. NFL coach on the hottest seat, Nick Sirianni. When you fire your offensive coordinator and your defensive coordinator and you bring in a whole bunch of people, that tells you you're on your last legs. You do not have Jason Kelsey in there anymore to kind of be your shield on the offensive line and as a head coach, because he was very big, Nick Sirianni. And I liked Nick Sirianni. He was awesome with me when and he was gracious enough to talk to me a couple of years ago when I was on the Notre Dame beat to talk about
unlike that horse's ass out in Wisconsin.
Can
you imagine?
Maybe Cal would be better for Wisconsin.
Can you imagine a place that's only known for cheese and a mass murderer eating people? Crazy.
So obviously Nick Sirianni's kind of on his last legs. Last time he took an offensive coordinator from the Chargers, it was Shane Steichen. They ended up making it to the Super Bowl with him. Now, obviously, they took Kellen Moore, and now he's in there. I think we all have questions about both coordinators, and Kellen Moore and Vic Fangio. So I don't know how all that's going to shake out, but it's not good. It might not be good for him. What team will end up with the number one pick? For my compa, my brother, my tag team partner, Gilbert Manzano, I said the Minnesota Vikings will end up with the number one overall pick.
You guys are cute. You guys are cute.
I'm interested what they would do with the number one overall pick. Would they go offensive lineman? Would they go the defensive tackle from Michigan? Or could they possibly go Travis Hunter? Can you imagine Travis Hunter? What's his name? The dude from USC. Addison and JJ. Justin Jefferson. That'd be That would definitely be something.
But as a
crazy.
receiver, not a corner, you can't go this two-way crap. No grab ass two-way.
Exactly.
You never know.
Division winners. I have the Chiefs, the Bengals, the Colts, and the Jets.
Why the Colts?
I don't know. There's something about them that
It's because Alberto didn't pick him this year. He didn't play AR-15.
I flipped.
I like Shane Steichen a lot. I think Shane Steichen is a good head coach. I think what he did last year with Minshew in there, I was very surprised. I think their defense is good with Gus Bradley. I think they got better in the draft. I think that the biggest question mark with them is Anthony Richardson. And for some reason, I feel like Anthony Richardson's going to have a good year. He's going to have a healthy year. I feel like they obviously play a lesser schedule than the Texans do. And I feel like there's no real diva in the Colts locker room. I think they're a tight-knit unit. I think that's what Shane Steichen's wanted. I think that goes a long way. So I went with Shane Steichen and the Shane Steichen and the Colts? What was I saying? Shane Steichen and the Colts.
And the horses.
And then my last one was the Jets. Obviously, I'm very high on the Jets this year. I truly believe that the Jets are one of those teams that if they went up if both teams were healthy, I think they could beat the Chiefs one-on-one, which I'm sure that would have
a great one.
Yeah, exactly. So
what great one. I already told you how they became great.
All right. The 3 wild card spots. I have the Chargers, the Bills, and the Ravens. I can't pick the Bills to win the division just because I think they might regret. I'm not going to go on the offensive side. I'm going to go with the defense. Matt Milano's injured. They lost Poyer. They lost Micah Hyde. Did Micah Hyde sign anywhere?
I don't know.
I want to say the Dolphins. Man, I could be wrong.
No, that was Poyer.
Oh, Poyer, you're right. Yeah. Maybe not.
Micah did sign somewhere. I did remember seeing him somewhere, but whatever. My bad. So I like the Bills. I like the Bills to get a wild card.
You caved on the Ravens, by the way.
Huh? I did. I wasn't gonna go with the Ravens, but I was like, you know what? I couldn't find another team. Like
that's what I'm saying. The number 7 spot is open in the
I know. So after Dante and I fought
dude.
for Dante was fighting me on the Chargers pick, but I was like,
finally.
Harbaugh tells me that I think he is gonna.
You think he's dragging 300-pound sleds to not make the damn playoffs? Are you crazy?
So
he doesn't have Connor Stallions on the Chargers. Come on.
So
by the way, update on Micah Hyde. He might be returning to the Bills.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Yes.
Thank you, Vic. So I had the Chargers making it. I just think that I know that there's I have a lot of question marks about their interior offensive line, the defensive line, like Gilbert said. I have question marks about their secondary. I have question marks about the running backs, the receivers, the tight ends. I have question marks about the whole damn team. But when I see that guy having a stare-off contest with me and a blinking contest, and he says, you blink first, that tells me that dude is
thick-ass glasses.
Yeah, so, no, and I don't know. I don't think it's the same energy as we felt before. I don't know. It's just weird. But I have them winning. I think they'll be the 7th seed. Okay. I think the Ravens will be the 5th. And I think the Bills will be the number what?
You were like talking all this crap about the Ravens and you picked them in there.
Yeah. Okay. I still have a lot of question marks. There was nobody to pick. Who else was I? I don't like the Texans this year. I don't know. There's a lot of
why. Just tell them the one person. You know
really?
Who's the one. You know who's the one why you don't trust them?
They got a loaded roster, but whatever. Go ahead. This is your time.
Because it's Stephon Diggs. I was about to say
and Joe Mixon. I don't trust either one of them. So
Joe Mixon, I heard he has a hell of a right hand or something, doesn't he?
All right. The division winners for the NFC. I went 49ers, Lions, Falcons, Eagles. Same as you guys. So
okay.
The 3 wild card spots: the Rams, the Seahawks, and the Bucks.
Oh.
I like the Bucks pick.
So and then Super Bowl matchup: Lions over KC. I think the Kansas City terror needs to end, and I think we've seen enough of them. And
I would hope Dan Campbell would
give him crap. Dan, give him crap. He just had the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. Imagine you stressed out for another 2 weeks in Super Bowl.
I would die. I hope if that would happen, he just walks over, spits his wadded dip onto Patrick Mahomes, just says "F you, baby."
All right. Now, I mean, if nobody has anything else, we will go.
Is that 3 people that got the Lions in the Super Bowl at least?
Yeah, I think all of us have the Lions.
I don't like that. You guys are jinxing these
heavy.
people. They deserve better.
And what
My
are your
boy
5 to
Foxy
6
deserves
new
better.
teams? That
5 to pick new teams. Chargers 1.
Surprise.
Other 4. Who
You
cares? It doesn't even matter.
Okay.
Oh, the Vikings because I don't trust Gilberto.
Oh,
They're gonna make the playoffs. They're gonna make the playoffs because Gilberto picked them. Even though they don't have JJ, I think Sam McDonald's going to have a revive under McConnell.
Sam McDonald.
Is it not McDonald? What is that man's name?
Darnold.
Darnold. Who gives a shit? He throws
something, Mick.
Hey, make me learn your name. I forgot who said that. Make me learn your damn name.
That
I
should
got the
be
first one right.
another point for you to stay away from the Vikings, okay?
I got the first part right. Anyway. Yeah, Bengals, obviously, Joe Burrow's back. They're always going to have a chance. Give me Dr. Aaron Rodgers with his immunization and his ankles healed up. I can't wait. I'm excited. I can't wait to see him win the division over there. Yeah, so we're good. The Falcons, who cares? It's a dumpster. The NFC. Trending pick fading. Let me think. The Chiefs, because fuck them. That's why. Let's move on. I don't have anything. Who cares? I can't stand them.
Why the Chiefs, Dan?
Because I'm tired of them. I can't do this anymore. I can't do this anymore. They have, they're right now, their little meetings they have about player behavior and everything is as good as the Georgia meetings they're having down there at the University of Georgia. Because let me tell you,
somebody just said, Dan is your very old-fashioned grandpa you take to bed once the sun goes down.
I hate this guy. I hate this guy.
I hate this guy.
Yeah, of course. We know that. We know this moron who always makes up these names. Oh my God!
Wait, he changes the name every week.
Every week.
Dano says, "Good show, compa. Stafford gets his revenge Sunday night. Go Rams."
Thank you, Dano.
Shout out, Dano.
Senor Vivement says,
"My boy, I have been knighted by Senor Vivement." Shout out.
Dan, last to first picks.
There you go. Last to first, where the Chargers last. If not, put them first. Because
you had Chargers and Bengals.
I had Chargers and Bengals. Okay, awesome. Love it. Because let me tell you something. By week 5 or whenever, freaking Justin Fields is going to start over there in Steel City because Russell Wilson is not the guy. He hasn't been the guy. He's like a myth. He's a myth. You know what propped him up? The Legion of Boom and Mr. Skittles.
Why are you talking about the Steelers? What's the pick here?
The Bengals. The Bengals are going to do it. I'm not worried about it.
Oh, okay. I think
Ravens. I don't think you're going to be very good.
These stooges getting on you.
Oh, they got nothing. Do you understand? I'm like the Teflon Dom, baby. Everything just bounces off. Doesn't exist. Doesn't hit me. I don't even know what it is.
All right. What's your bold prediction for the season?
Bold prediction: the Chiefs won't make the AFC Championship. That's my bold prediction.
That's not bold. Say they won't even make the playoffs. Give them the number 1 pick in the draft.
No, that's stupid. I'm not gonna.
No, Dan doesn't want Travis Hunter going there.
Yeah, I know exactly. I want them to pick right in between where they get crappy players who have DUIs or they do all that stuff. So,
all right.
Anyway, the bold prediction. Did I have another one? I thought of one. I guess not. But
you could use the Bears.
That he's a bust? Oh, is that too exciting for everybody? Caleb Williams is a bust. I don't know. We'll see.
NFL head coach on the.
So this one for me, easy. Either Mike McDaniel, I think, because he signed. He
just resigned.
Excuse me. He just resigned?
Yeah.
He just got a contract.
They get a new contract.
Oh, I forgot. I think that's what you told me. I told about that, dumbass. I forgot. It's the Tua thing. Tua sucks. They're not going to be very good. It'll happen soon, all right? The other one
you
is...
said Matt Eberflus.
Oh, Eberflus. Well, that's going to be easy because
He meant Matt LaFleur, the other Matt.
No, well, he still has a little bit because of Jordan Love. I was going to say the Al-Qaeda enthusiast. I'll say that if the Bills don't do well this year.
McDermott.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if he's he didn't sign an extension, right?
No.
Okay, good. Yeah, so I'll go with McDermott. He's going to be on the hot seat.
Someone put him to bed already.
That dumbass up.
What team will end up with
Angel, I saw a little thing that supposedly the breakup's imminent. We'll find out. I think they're living their life like the boys right now. They got to wait for the appropriate polling numbers.
What's your who will end the number one
with the number one pick? Who
put
cares?
the New Orleans
Let's
Saints.
see. Yeah, there you go. The Saints. Because Dennis Allen, Derek Carr. You know, he's exactly like Sid from Toy Story. He's a weirdo. No, I'm good.
All right, who wins the divisions in the AFC, Dan? AFC West.
West, easy. Bolts. Let's go.
AFC North.
Who cares? Doesn't even matter.
You
Probably
have the
Bengals.
Bengals.
Oh, you forgot.
I just think the Ravens are going to be not as good as what everyone thinks, even with Derrick Henry. I'm not.
Thank you. Finally.
The Colts.
Oh, I changed my mind then. Let me go back. Yeah. Give me Shane Steichen and the Colts. Shout out. East, give me.
Then you have the Jets.
Dr. Rogers. Dr. Rogers.
All right. Now your 3 wild card teams in the AFC. You have the
who did
Chiefs,
I have?
The Chiefs, the Texans, and the Ravens.
Yeah, Chiefs, Texans, Ravens. No, that doesn't sound right.
Yeah.
Chiefs, who cares?
That's what you have.
You're just crapping the Ravens right now. What?
They're not going to make the playoffs.
You crapped the Texans and the Ravens and the Chiefs, and they're all your 3 wild card teams.
Who else am I going to put in there? Let me put the Raiders.
The Raiders.
Let me think of another crappy team who could possibly sneak in there. The Patriots. How about that? I'll just go opposite of Alberto.
The Broncos.
The Dolphins. The Broncos.
The Dolphins. Okay. Don't get carried away
showed
with
up
the,
to
with
All
the
right,
Dolphins.
the division.
And I saw
Division winners.
and I said,
You have a drink of your diet. Have your drink of your Diet Coke. Division winners for the NFC. NFC West.
who cares? The Niners.
You have the
show again in the
San Francisco
playoffs.
49ers.
Yeah, they'll choke. Kyle Shanahan, choke artist. Instead of Houdini, the escape artist,
playoff picks on.
Shanahan.
Dan did have the Bucks winning the division, though.
Okay.
For the South?
Yes.
Yeah.
There you go. I like their logo. I like the battleship they have in the stadium. That'll give them 2 or 3 more wins. There you go.
Can I say that these 2 teams are screwed? The Eagles and the Falcons and the Bengals, because we all picked them.
I know. For real.
I'll pick. You know what? I'll go. Give me the Giants in the East. I like what they're doing over there. And,
wow. Okay.
I like their Hard Knocks presentations. They were pretty good.
Right.
I like that.
3 wild card spots. You had the Rams, the Falcons, and the Packers.
Yeah, that one's
Packers.
No. The problem is I don't want to get the Bears and I don't want the Packers. I guess whatever. Who cares? He gets knocked out in the first round. This guy's a dumbass. I hate this guy. Oh, but you're not going to delete that comment, huh? Crazy. This guy's a.
Your friends are here.
What's your Super Bowl pick?
Who did I put?
The Lions against anybody but Casey.
There you go. The Lions against anybody but Casey. Good.
So the
Doesn't
Patriots.
matter. Let the Lions win. There you go. If the Lions. I love that you leave it up, by the way. Letting this bastard do what he wants. Jeez Louise. I hate this guy. Anyway, anybody but the Chiefs. Let the freaking Lions win it. I would love to see that.
All right. So yeah, those were all of our picks. Let's go real quick with
rapid
2
fire.
Lions. The brothers
all right,
got the Lions
everybody
winning the
just
whole
quickly
thing.
go with your comeback player of the year. Gilbert, go ahead.
Easy. Aaron Rodgers have 1 good game. He's gonna win the damn award.
Dan.
DeMar Hamlin.
Ricky Pearson.
He got robbed last year. Vic Pearson. OJ Simpson, he's coming back.
How do I follow that up?
You know
OJ
that
Simpson,
they have
he's
him
coming
listed
back.
as a starter, Dan?
I'm gonna go with Trevon Diggs. He's gonna get a bunch of interceptions in that Mike Zimmer defense. All right, Fernando, you're up.
Dan, you know that they have DeMar Hamlin as a starter for listed for the Bills?
Do they?
Yeah.
All right.
He got cut, did he?
No,
Set
he didn't get
him up.
All right, I have
He's not cut.
JK.
They still kept him.
He's still on the team.
You can call this a homer pick. I don't give a shit. J.K. Dobbins. I think J.K. Dobbins is the guy that.
Homer alert.
No. He's had a bunch of injuries. I think this could be his
What the
bounce
hell?
back. And
I chose Gus Edwards in my fantasy league. Damn you, Fernando. I chose the wrong running back, apparently.
No. Gus Edwards is going to score a touchdown.
You're a curse. Don't draft Charger players, you
Well,
bastard.
J.K. Dobbins is going to win the damn comeback
If
player of the year
Gus
now.
Edwards gets hurt, I'm going to be pissed.
Hey, have you tried asking him questions in Spanish? Apparently, he knows Spanish.
Oh, so so Tony knows Spanish. I asked Tony about that, and he's
talking
like,
about Tony. I wanted to get to this comment. Sorry, I know that she's been asking. So go ahead. Sorry, I'll put it up right now. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, put it up.
Okay.
Oh, is that the one from Nancy about
Yes
getting cut? Is he not on the practice squad? I'm surprised.
No. Yeah, so Nancy, I don't know. They haven't said yet, but the reason why I believe that happened is because they didn't want Easton to go over. Like if the Raiders got Easton, be like, hey, this is everything that happened.
Thank Tom. Shout out, dude.
What does he have on these people? Like blackmail?
He knows where the bodies are buried.
I don't know.
He was
I think that's the reason why they decided to go another route. I still think Tony's going to play against the Raiders, though. But all right, I can't believe it.
Again. Whatever. Okay.
Offensive Rookie of the Year, Dan. Go ahead.
Offensive Rookie of the Year.
You said anybody but Caleb Williams.
There you go. Anybody but Caleb Williams. Okay. I think he's going to be trash. There you go. Next.
Vic, go ahead. Or Gilbert, you're already on the screen.
Just to be different, Jaden Daniels.
Oh, wow. You had Marvin Harrison Jr. on here, but okay. Vic, go ahead.
Well, who's going to get him the ball?
Okay,
Kyler Murray's not going to get him the ball.
Yeah, co-offensive rookie of the year is Marvin Harrison Jr. and Jaden Daniels.
How is he going to look over those offensive linemen, dude?
It's not because I think he's going to be great. This is just a quarterback award, as we've seen. You had even if you had Puka Nacua break the rookie receiving record, and he still lost out to C.J. Stroud. So I just went with the favorite. I went with Caleb Williams.
I went with Malik Neighbors. I know it's Daniel Jones throwing him the ball, but I think Malik Neighbors might be able to.
Didn't you hear what I said? They're making the damn playoffs. He's going to go for 2,000 yards, dude.
There you go.
You're welcome.
All right, defensive player of the year. Go ahead, Dan.
Defensive player of the year. Who cares? Let's move on to the next one.
You got a lot.
There you go. Latu. There you go. Shout out.
The Colts.
Go get some. There you go. Because again, they're gonna make the playoffs and win the division. Shout out, dude.
I'm also taking Leatu Latu from that school in Los Angeles.
All right, I'm going with Jared Verse. I think Jared Verse is gonna fit well into that Ram scheme. I think he'll get multiple sacks. I think he's gonna be a player that really shines under that defensive scheme. So I went with him. Vic.
I went with Dallas Turner. Brian Flores loves blitzing. You put Dallas Turner there. This is the best defensive end he's had in a while. So I really like Dallas Turner. I thought about Jared Verse, Fernando, but I think Braden Fisk, their second round pick, is actually going to split votes with him. That's why I didn't go with him. And I just think Dallas Turner is going to do really well with Brian Flores. Sorry.
Yeah, that's gonna be
honorable mention. Caleb Williams with 15 picks or 20.
Vikings are terrible.
Coach of the year, Gilbert.
Dan, I'm sorry, Dan Campbell. He's due for a victory here, Coach. He should have got it maybe last year. For some reason, they're overlooking him, but Dan Campbell's doing an excellent job. You get the number 1 seed, you better win the damn award.
Coach of the year, Vic.
For me, I talked about it. Brian Callahan. This award usually goes to a new coach, somebody who nobody has any expectations. I have the Titans winning that division. We saw what happened last season with the Browns, where they went to the playoffs with 4 quarterbacks. I mean, I just think Brian Callahan is one of those guys. I really think he's going to do a good job, and I'll leave it to Dan as to who he's going with here.
I love the way this moron doesn't even know how to spell Campbell correctly. Jesus God. That's that education at that lesser school.
Go ahead, Dan.
Jeez. I'll go with my boy, Senor Vimois, Jim Harbaugh. He's going to make the playoffs. He's going to shock the Chiefs.
I'm going better than Jim Harbaugh, Dan.
Nobody, baby.
I'm going to go with Mike McDonald. I already said Seahawks will make the playoffs, so I said F it. I'm going to go with him. What?
Nothing. He's a nice guy.
That's what he said. Chaparrito.
Oh,
he's a small dude.
Are you a heightist?
No, that's you.
All right. Offensive player of the year, Dan.
Offensive player of the year. Gee whiz. Let me.
You had Garrett Wilson.
The son of Odin throwing for 10,000 yards. Next.
Okay. All right. Just pick every Charger for the awards.
Vic.
I went with Breece Hall. I think, you guys talked about how good that defense is going to be. Part of the reason they're going to win that division is because Breece Hall is not only going to run the ball, but he's also going to catch the ball out of the backfield. I went with Bijan, but I saw someone else went with it, so I changed my pick and went with another running back.
I'm going to go Brandon Ayuk. I think Brandon Ayuk is going to be a guy that comes out. He got paid. He's going to want to show this team what they almost lost. I think he's going to light a fire under his ass, and I'll go. I just decided to go off the cuff. I didn't want to go Jamar Chase. I didn't want to go Joe Burrow, Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson. So I decided to go different, and I thought
Joe Burrow or Jamar Chase hasn't been signed, right?
No. According to our compa Tyler Dragon, they haven't even had talks, I think is what he said. So the communication's lost. Gilbert, go ahead.
I was that guy who took Bijan Robinson, Arthur Smith, get the hell out of town and let Bijan cook. There you go.
There you go. Defensive player of the year, Gilbert, since you're already on the screen.
What the hell did I have?
Quinnen Williams.
Quinnen Williams.
Oh, yeah. Why not? You know, like you made the pick for offensive player of the year. Defensive tackles don't get enough love here, and maybe you could agree, Dan, but they are dominant players. So give Quinnen Williams the love here.
Dan, go ahead.
Defensive player of the year. Remind me.
You had Aiden Hutchinson.
Oh yeah, Aiden Hutchinson.
One,
they're gonna have a great year. I can't wait to get the. Then he's gonna face that LaFleur offense that's so vanilla and just shit every year. So he's gonna 2 times a year. So he's gonna get a few sacks in that game. What? They're gonna make it to the playoffs. What?
I went T.J. Watt.
Oh come on, that guy can't even stay on the heel. Yeah. Can you believe it's like a hot take to say T.J. Watt's not as good as people think? Availability.
When healthy, he's the best edge rusher in the game.
Availability.
No,
I don't know about that.
No, I agree with Dan. Look who he has. The guy who is underrated on that team is Alonzo Highsmith on the other side. Like, and Hayward, having those guys on that team really helps him. I'm sorry. And he's not great against the run either. Like that's another thing.
I don't know. When you're averaging 20 sacks per season, he's pretty damn good in my book. But he
I'm just gonna go TJ Watt because I feel like they're gonna finally give it to him. Jesus. All right.
He's won it like twice. No,
here. Let me give you mine. Mine is Max Crosby. It's a narrative award. They always give it to a defensive end. We've seen this. My pick was going to be between him and Micah Parsons. Micah Parsons has been in the top 3 the last 3 seasons, but I just don't think that defense is going to be that good just because they lost a lot of talent. They just lost Deron Bland. If you're Max Crosby and you're adding a Christian Wilkins, plus you have other guys on that defense, it's time for you to get that award. It's a narrative award. Everybody's been talking about how great this defense is. So if you're going to win it, this is the year to do it.
All right, let's go with the most valuable player. We'll go Dan last. Vic, you're already on there. Go with yours.
I'm going to go with Jared Goff, and I know everybody's going to be like, what? What are you talking about? As we talked about with the Lions, this award goes to the best team. Last season, it was the Ravens. I think the Lions are going to have the best record, as we talked about. They have, what was it, 14 games indoors this season. It's going to help them get the number 1 seed, and I think they're going to end up with the best record. I have them going 14-3 this season. So I just think if you're the quarterback on the best team, as we saw with Lamar Jackson, you're going to win the award. So that's why I went with Jared Goff.
Gilbert.
My guy is actually a superstar, but to go off of Vic's point here, the Texans are going to be the best team in football because I picked them to win the Super Bowl. So CJ Stroud's going to win MVP.
I went with Patrick Mahomes. He's due one. They're going to want to give it to him.
For God's sake. I'm up here with a bunch of lames over here. What's going on?
Your own brother, Dan. Come on.
All right. Dan, who is going to be the MVP this year?
Who cares? It only matters about Super Bowl MVPs. Son of Odin. Son of Odin's going to win.
Lad McConkey.
Who did you have, Dan?
Who did I have?
Joel. You had a certain chief.
J.K. Davids.
Oh, I had a certain chief. Oh, Taylor Swift. That's
Andy Reid.
Big Red.
Oh, yeah. I don't have this in front of me. That's right. Andy Reid's going to be the MVP because that team is not going anywhere without Andy Reid. So,
somebody screenshot this shit. If Jared Goff is MVP, I will sign up to be an exotic dancer at Hong Kong. Somebody screenshot
that will never happen.
We'll hold his ass in the fire. We'll hold his ass to the fire.
Oh yeah, he's gonna do it. So
no, the only thing I want Justin Herbert.
Now I'm gonna
to
go
win.
put in a bet for Jared Goff for MVP. I don't know what it's at right now, but
oh, you know what's funny? That asshole has a curse just like Gilberto. The opposite happens.
Curses. Anybody hangs out with you apparently.
No,
right.
it's a you guys thing.
let's
that was
finish up
awesome, guys. Pretty efficient, good stuff. Now, before we leave, we are picking games. We're back at it. Obviously, Kirk retired because he said, "I'm going to destroy you guys. You guys are terrible."
Gilberto lost to him.
Well,
you lost to a cat one year, I think. Or
I don't think I did.
So let's pick these games. Dan, Ravens at Chiefs.
This is like you just hand me a grenade. Like I don't even know.
You don't even care.
I think they're both going to be bad. Give me because I hate the Chiefs. Where's it at? Actually, I'll take the home team.
Kansas City.
Oh God. Whatever. Taylor Swift's not going to lose the home opener. Give me the Chiefs.
I will go with the Chiefs as well. Vic.
Give me the Ravens.
Gilbert.
I've been crapping on the Ravens all day, so give me the Chiefs.
All right, here's the funny one. Packers at Eagles in Brazil. Dan.
Stay safe.
Oh, yeah. Did you see those comments? Who was it? Who was it that said they didn't want to go down there? Yeah. Who is it? Eagles and
Slay. Just Slay.
No, I know. Darius Slay. I don't do those nicknames.
Okay. No, that's his last name.
Yeah, but you said the Slay. I thought.
No, he hates being called by his first name.
What a weirdo. Anyway. What did you say? It was Eagles
Packers at Bengals.
Packers
in Brazil?
Or Packers at Eagles. Packers at Eagles.
In Brazil?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, give me the Eagles. The Packers aren't going to know what hit them.
I will go with the Eagles as well. Gilbert.
Oh my God.
Yeah, Eagles. It's actually a tough game to pick. Give me the Eagles.
Yeah, it's going to be
Vic?
a dumpster fire.
Give me the Packers.
Texans at Colts. I will go with the Colts. Vic.
Give me the Colts too.
Gilbert.
My Texans.
Dan.
He's an oil baron all of a sudden, this bastard.
Yeah.
Give me
Those guys are rich.
They're winning the division.
Cowboys at Browns. Give me the upset. I'll go with the Browns.
They're the favorites, actually. But sure.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, give me also the Browns. They're at home.
Vic.
I don't want to pick the same teams. Give me the Cowboys, even though I think they'll lose.
Dan. It's Tom Brady's first game, too.
Yes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is Deshaun Watson in the lineup?
Yeah.
How rested?
Although
is
he hasn't played or practiced.
No, nothing. Yeah.
Oh, so he's very rested.
Yeah.
Been getting special treatments over there.
Yes.
All right.
Let's
What
make
do you
the
have?
pick.
Give me Big Mike smashing watermelons. He's on the hot seat.
All right. Last one. This is the heavyweight. Jets at 49ers.
Oh.
I'm going to go with the Jets. Jets.
Wow,
I think the
look at you.
49ers have taken two. There's been two guys that haven't been in there. I think it's going to take them a little bit to get going. So I'll go with the Jets. Gilbert.
Until I see A-Rod playing more than 4 snaps in a game, I'm going with the other team. So give me the 49ers.
All right, Vic.
Give me the 49ers.
Dan.
Shanahan will choke. Give me Aaron Rodgers. He's the OC of his own team.
And before we head out, I have a very special video for Dan since he returned. And then after that, we will head out. It'll be quick. Dan, check this out.
Ooh, predict Shador and Travis going in the draft.
Hold on.
4.
Listen.
Ooh, that's pretty beautiful. Anywhere from 1 to 4.
Don't forget Shiloh.
Hold on.
That's what I'm talking about.
One of them is going to speak it into existence.
And the latter one would not go behind 4.
Wow.
Now, all this is subjective because I know where I want them to go.
Mm-hmm.
And let's not forget Shiloh. Okay? But I know I want them. So
crap.
certain cities that.
Hurry up. It's time for my draft.
That's hilarious,
All right.
dude.
Thank you guys so much. We appreciate you guys so much for jumping on and doing the Carne Asada NFL season preview. Thank you so much to Tyler Dragon.
They barely beat Gilberto's North Dakota State.
Guys,
Yeah,
don't
my
forget
team.
that next week it is on Football Season Lunes Live, 3 or 3:30 p.m. Gilbert and I will jump on. We'll discuss everything that happened over the weekend. On Tuesday, Combat Compas at 6 o'clock. Then all 4 of us at 7. Make sure you guys tune in. Obviously, dates and times will vary for
I hate you, you dumb bastard.
Times will vary for What's Up Bolts and House of Horns is probably every Wednesday, but for What's Up Bolts, times will vary. So make sure you guys are tuned in. Make sure you guys hit the notification button so that you know when we are going live or whatever's happening. But yes, thank you, Nancy. Don't forget the merch. We got sweatshirts, we got hoodies, we got hats.
We're gonna do that for the tailgate. We're gonna say.
Oh yeah, okay, there you go. And then obviously
pop-up.
we want to thank Nancy K. Hanging.
Don't thank him. Don't thank him.
He almost got me.
Thank you to let's go more up here. Anthony Iker Boy 23, Iker Boy 23, Angel. Mimsy, thank you so much for jumping on. Robert, Fitness, everybody, thank you guys so much. And Jorge as well. We can't appreciate you guys. We can't thank you guys enough. But for the time being, again, you guys need to subscribe. Make sure you guys hit the notification button so you guys know when the episodes will drop. Again, thank you guys so much. Thank you to Vic. Thank you to Dan. Thank you to Gilberto. And for the time being, we are out. ¿Sabes qué, Gilberto? Vámonos.
Yeah, it's a good show. I had fun. We were laughing here. We're crapping on all of our picks here. That's what we do. We're compas. We banter. We have fun. We're all delusional. We're all smart. We are experts here. Thank you, Mimsy. Come to Thunder Alley Tailgate, the opener. It's hard to go during Sundays for me, at least. But prime time, Hardball Bowl. I definitely want to be out there.
Prime Planet?
Yeah, Prime Planet. Oh, wait,
Planet Prime?
It's almost time for me to pick. But for my fantasy draft. But thank you for everybody on the show. This was a great show. The Carne Asada always delivers, always a good time. Dan, good to see you. Am I picking you? No. Okay. But on that note, nos vamos.